G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the share button as you come on in. Jermall Charlo, both got victories. Pay-per-view, first pay-per-view. And both of them look good. We got to talk about it. For sure. But off top, I appreciate everybody rocking with the channel, rocking with the movement. We're a work in progress, but, our heart is in the right spot. You know what I'm saying? I think we got the VP tapping in.
Yo,
what's going on?
Tell me if my signal's bad because I'm in a room that I'm not normally in. I sound good.
Yes, sir. You sound good. We got the VP Shane up in the building. It wouldn't be alive unless VP Shane is in the building. What's going on, bro?
I'm all good. I feel like it's only right if you lay down the foundations of why or what happened last weekend for why we wasn't live and how the live went in general. In terms of the whole entire our plans and our intentions from the whole entire live, and then how things planned out, and just basically give like a brief explanation.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So basically what the plan was is we was gonna go live for the Bradis and Dorticos fight. We were gonna go live for the Josh Taylor fight, and then we were gonna go live for Jermall Charlo pay-per-view, the whole card. So basically after Kong Song took a dive in the Josh Taylor fight, basically we had to stop that live and we had to start up the Bradis and Dorticos live. We got
originally, just to cut you off, originally though, the lives wasn't supposed to be, the fights weren't supposed to be at the same time.
The fights were not supposed to be on at the same time. They came on at two different times, even though they were a half hour apart. But our luck, it ended up the way it did. So we had to start up a Bradis and Dorticos live like right after. No prep, no nothing. And that live did just as good as the Josh Taylor live, to be perfectly honest with you. We had all of Latvia in the building. And after that, we realized that the Charlo pay-per-view was on Showtime. And for the people that don't know, Showtime and your boy G5 Jeff TV don't have the greatest of relationships. I've had to get them some bail money in the past, and I didn't want to go through that again. So
I mean,
I just played it safe.
Of course, I mean, one of the things is like, for those who don't know, the reason why Jeff isn't on 20,000 or over 10,000 subscribers is because for 90 days his channel was basically frozen, and it was because of Showtime. So
right, it was because of Showtime. And
in fact, that's twice. It was twice because
twice.
Go ahead.
I had a second incident with them, and I had to fight it, and I won. But yeah, it's been an ongoing thing with Showtime and G5 Jeff TV. But we made most of it Saturday. But this is our first time actually talking about the results from Saturday, and that's Jermall Charlo and Jermell Charlo. Jermall got a huge victory over Sergey Derevianchenko, and Jermell Charlo got a big victory over Jason Rosario. So what I'm gonna do is let's start. First of all, the question for the day is gonna be who had the more impressive victory, Jermall Charlo or Jermell Charlo?
I thought Jermall Charlo not only had the more impressive victory in terms of resume, I thought he had the more impressive performance. I thought Jermall Charlo looked fantastic. Like, I'm not a massive I like Charlo, but I thought Jermall looked real good, like real good. I mean, we'll get into the technicals after, but I thought Jermall looked better.
Yeah, I agree. I thought Jermall Charlo had the more impressive victory. And to be honest with you, I thought he had the more important victory. I know some people might disagree with that because Charlo won 2 belts. against Rosario. But I think in terms of importance, Sergey Derevianchenko was the better matchup. He was the better opponent. He was a more capable opponent, even though Sergey Derevianchenko did not have one belt or two belts going into the fight. Sergey Derevianchenko is a guy that you can make the case that he beat Triple G. You can make the case that he beat Danny Jacobs, and he's one of the more highly respected middleweights around. But Jermall Charlo did so good in the fight that Sergey Derevianchenko is going to go down to 154. You understand what I'm
He's
saying?
going down to 154.
He announced that he's moving down to 154. And that doesn't happen if Jermall Charlo didn't do what he did on Saturday.
I think they both fights were really important. I won't say one was more important than the other, but I would say when you look at the landscape of things, historically people remember unifications, but in terms of their actual career, I think the Derevianchenko fight done more for Charlo done more for Jermall Charlo than the Rosario fight done for Mel, because to me, Rosario was, to me, if you look at it from a boxing standpoint, just out and out boxing, forget achievements, I think Mel was just Rosario just wasn't testing enough. And for a unification, let's be honest, that was pretty soft for a unification. I can't remember in my time of watching boxing, especially in recent years, where a unification was that one-sided.
Yeah, we got some people in the building. We got my bro crew, man, Stewart in the building. What's up? What's up with you? Actually, we needed to get him in on this conversation. He at middleweight.
Oh, he's at middleweight. You should send him the link.
I'm gonna send him a link real quick. We got Mang 213 in the building. What's up, bro? You know it's always good seeing you. And we got Joel Martinez coming in as an alias. Is Ricky Martinez. We'll take it. Ricky or Joel Martinez with, hey, what's up to both of y'all? You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
You know, big shout out to both of them. Let me send a Cruz. What's your situation looking like? Are you at the crib? Your Wi-Fi around? Let me know what's going on. We got some comments too. Mang 213, Jermall was more impressive because Chenko is a stronger opponent than Rosario was for Jermell. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. 100%. Yeah, like man, it's good to see you fellas. Good to see you, good brother. Yeah, Jermall. The thing is, Jermall didn't win any belts, but the thing is, his victory was so impressive. The only two fights I want to see Jermall in next is either Demetrius Andrade or Canelo. Those are only two fights that I want to see.
I mean, I wouldn't. I'll be honest. I'll take the Golovkin fight as well.
You know what? I agree with that. Let's throw Triple G.
The reason why I said that, because let's be honest, Golovkin still has a belt at 160.
Correct. So one of those three fights. If it's not one of those three fights, I'm not gonna be interested. And I know that.
I mean, they spoke about the Eubank. I was just about to say that they're speaking about the Eubank stuff, but I'm not really interested in that fight.
I'm not interested in it.
You know when you said, and now I realize why you said it. You said you felt like one fight was more important than the other. Now I realize I know why you said it. The Rosario fight was a good fight, but it was a fight that didn't really show me much about Charlo. He didn't show me too much about Jermell. Whereas the Derevianchenko fight, it showed me a lot about Jermell. It showed me what level he's at and what level he should be fighting at. Whereas where Jermell, it didn't really show me what level he's at. Does that make sense? Or am I not making sense?
That makes real good sense. With Jermall Charlo, with Jermall, like what he did against Sergey Derevianchenko, I always believed that he could. I predicted that he was going to do that. The thing is, he just showed me. That was the first time he actually showed me, like, because Sergey Derevianchenko.
But he was real disciplined. He was disciplined. That's what I liked. He was very disciplined.
But he showed that in the Adams fight when he hurt his hand.
No, but this is a difference though. The thing about Charlo, which I like. I liked a lot of things about Charlo, but he showed me that there's levels. There is a level between him and Derevianchenko.
Right.
And no other fight has ever shown me that. Because Derevianchenko to me has always been a B fighter, but he can push A fighters. Jermall Charlo showed me that he is an A fighter. And he will force you to fight at your level. He forced Derevianchenko to fight at his fight. And you always speak about the paying an admission fee. What he done there was on entry, he made Derevianchenko pay a heavy admission fee. And
absolutely.
Danny Jacobs and Golovkin done that at the beginning. But what they did after is once they hurt him, as the fight went along, they didn't really press the pressure anymore because they realized they can hurt him. So they kind of took their foot off the gas a bit. Whereas as the fight got along, Jermall steadily increased the pressure, steadily improved the power. So I thought that was
him early too. He hurt him early too.
But he kept on him. He kept on him.
Yeah, he kept on him. Lawrence Williams, it was good. Lawrence Williams was good with you, bro. Good seeing you. Mang 213, I am Jermell's biggest critic, and yet he has looked decent lately. His stability, his beat mentality, and he seems to be more comfortable with himself. Let me get to this other comment real quick before we jump on that. Mang 213, Jermall looked like a real middleweight champ finally. I knew he'd shine in this one. Let me get at that real quick. As far as Jermall Charlo is concerned, I mean, good victory. Good victory. It's just the belts really camouflaged this matchup. Like it really camouflaged the matchup. This was a mismatch. Like this was a mismatch, but because there was 3 belts involved, they were able to build it as a unification. But when you get down to the particulars, this was a mismatch. Like this was a mismatch. Even the betting odds said this was a mismatch. Like Jermall Charlo was a 5-1 favorite in a unification fight. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. You know what I'm saying? This was a mismatch. So Jermall Charlo just showed me what I expected. Not because of him, because of the opponent. And the reason I say that, some people might be like, oh, well, you know, Jason Rosario beat your boy J-Rock from Philly to win the belts. Yes, he did. But I've told the backstory so many different times. It was a combination of Jason Rosario showing up at his best and J-Rock being he was a dead man walking.
No, but I'll give you an example. Let's say in hypothetical world, there's no rematch clause with AJ versus Ruiz. Ruiz beats AJ the first time. If Ruiz then fought Wilder, you look at it like that's the unification. In fact, you look at it that's undisputed. But now you look at it in hindsight, neither Wilder nor Ruiz are the best fighters in the division. You see my point? Right. Now you're looking at it. Wilder just lost to Fury and Ruiz lost to AJ. So, but this time last year it was almost an undisputed fight. You see my point? Correct. So no, I'm with you. I feel like belts don't you have to use context behind everything. And we're gonna get into this more when we talk about the pound for pound situation. But what you gotta remember is how much people actually had Rosario in their top 5 before the fight.
Yeah, let's hold off on that. Let's get to that. We'll get to that in a little bit. But you're 100% right. Mang 213, you're right. Jeff Rosario is an imposter. I'm not gonna say he's an imposter, but it's just, you know, he's a C-level fighter. Like he's a C.
I'm gonna ask you a question that we ain't spoken about, and it's gonna be a bit controversial. Okay. Did Rosario dive? Did he take a dive?
Let me get to these 2 questions and I'm gonna answer that. Cruz, yes, I'm at the crib, but the Wi-Fi slow because it's raining real bad here. Okay, fair enough. I'll get with you after the live. We'll set something up for later on this week. Ricky Martinez, Andy Ruiz training with Team Canelo. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that on Instagram.
Yeah, we're gonna see him against Chris Ariola. So we're gonna see how he looks. And Main 213. I mean, an imposter to being a real challenger for Jermell. Yeah. I like nobody looked at Jason Rosario. I'm gonna get to your question in a second, Shane. But
No, you're good.
Nobody looked at Rosario like he was a 2-belt champion. Nobody looked at him that way. Point blank, period. Like he was a guy that just so happened to have 2 belts. Was it okay? Yeah, it's delicious. Okay. You know what I'm saying? So that's, he came into the fight like it was almost like a formality. Like, okay, like he's about to get these belts up to Jermall Charlo, because when he first won the belts, he didn't even want to fight Jermell. He didn't want to fight Jermell. He said he wanted to take 1 or 2 tune-up fights. But I'm like, Jason Rosario's not good enough to take tune-up fights. The tune-up might be him. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, let's be real. He was a tune-up for J-Rock.
He was a tune-up for J-Rock. And the thing was, that fight was 2 rounds to 2. And J-Rock got cut he got cut in the 2nd round or the 3rd rounds. But it was 2 rounds to 2 going into the 5th. And, he was supposed to be a tune-up for J-Rock. And it was Jason Rosario's situation was kind of similar to Andy Ruiz. Like, Andy Ruiz had the fight of his life. And then the next fight, he was brought down to reality. Same thing with Jason Rosario. But let me get to your question. Do I think Jason Rosario took a dive? Hell yeah. Hell yeah, he took a dive. And listen, and his manager tried to put something on Instagram basically saying, oh, well, Jason Rosario was in the hospital. He came out the hospital. He got the wind knocked out of him. Listen, this is what happened. He was buzzed from the shot in the 6th round, right? He got knocked down for the 2nd time. He never really recovered from that shot. So do I think his equilibrium was off? Do I think he was just a little off? Yeah. But I'm sorry. Jason Rosario took a dive. This is the reason why.
Honestly,
I know you're going to say the same thing. Let me get this off real quick. I know you're going to say the same thing. If you actually pay attention, and first of all, the people are saying that was like some devastating body shot. Stop that shit. Stop that. Stop it. Stop it. There was not no devastating shot. Like, I know what a stab jab does. But let me prove y'all wrong for the people that's like, oh, no, he wasn't faking. It was a devastating body shot. Yo, Jason Rosario partially blocked it.
And the thing that made it, okay, so there's 2 points I have to back up your point. One point is the fact that he partially blocked it. He had the high guard up, so that means he saw it. He saw the punch. So if you know about boxing, the punch you don't see is the one that hurts the most. But also, he's crunching his stomach, so he's actually braced himself for the impact.
For the shot.
But one thing I will say in support to this is because a lot of people are saying, well, why would he take a dive? Is because I think that after he got stunned in the round before, and then he got hurt, he was getting hurt at regular intervals. I felt like he didn't want no more. And I felt like that was a nice and easy escape.
Right.
It's better than getting iced with a good power punch over the top of your head again.
He bailed out that fight. He didn't want no more, and that was his way of getting out of that fight. And this is the main thing that proves my point that he took a dive, that he wanted out of that fight. I can see if he was taking a whole round and just taking a pounding. He just got out the stool. It happened within the first 10 seconds of the round. So I'm like, you fresh off of a whole minute break. Yes. Not right now. Don't turn it up. That's the thing that I'm saying. Like, it's crazy because I'm like, you just came out of the stool. The round just started. You just had a whole minute break. And you partially blocked the shot. But you went rolling around on the floor like you got hit by Tyson. Come on. Like, I don't know which one was worse, his or Kong Song's. Like,
you know what? Rosario's one was worse. You know why Rosario's one was worse? Is because I can give Kong Song the benefit of the doubt only because he actually didn't see the punch. Like if you look at it, his head is up and his ribs are actually open, and you can see that his body's relaxed. So when he does get hit, it is a flush shot and he can't see it. So I give him the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah,
he still shouldn't have gone down like that, but I give him the Rosario one. He sees that. He sees that.
Rosario's is horrible. Rosario's was horrible. Like he wanted out. We got Slurven in the building. What's going on, bro? He said, hello. I thought Jermall was very impressive. His jab and game plan, and even on the inside, he held his own. Absolutely.
You know what? And one of the most impressive things I saw about his game plan was he done this thing where he created this full sense of illusion for Derevianchenko, which I feel like is the best thing to do. Which is why after watching that fight, I actually give him a good chance against Canelo. Not saying he will win, but I give him a good chance because what he done was he created the distance, but he didn't allow Derevianchenko to back him all the way. So he'd be like, okay, you can back me up a certain amount, but the moment you cross this line, boom, you're getting something. Right. The moment you cross this line, you're getting something. And after a while, if you look at it, if you watch the Golovkin fight and you watch the Jacobs fight, Derevianchenko was very reluctant to go inside. Whereas in the other fights, he was much more reckless. Like he just came in with a disregard. Whereas in this one, he knew that there was a line he couldn't cross. And Jermall created that full sense of security where the only way you're going to be safe is at the end of my jab. And Derevianchenko bought into that. And I thought that was fantastic by Charlo. Literally fantastic. Probably his best performance I've seen.
Yeah, and the thing is, when we hear you hear on this channel all the time, pay an admission fee. If you need an example of that, the Jermall Charlo Derevianchenko fight is a prime example of how you make somebody pay an admission fee every time they come to the front door. That's a prime.
And they respect that admission. They respect that admission.
That admission fee. You understand what I'm saying? Mang213, I'm a Swift Herd fan, so I might be biased against Rosario. Hey man, if you a Herd fan, that's cool. To be honest with you, I wouldn't mind seeing Jermell and Herd right now. I wouldn't mind.
I mean, I'm not really. I've never been a Herd fan, to be honest.
I know you never been a Herd fan, but I think that's a good fight for Jermell right now. It's a good fight for him because there's really nothing else for him to do unless he's gonna fight Castano or
Teixeira. Teixeira's undisputed, isn't it?
Yeah, unless he fights Teixeira or Castano, I'm not really. I guess Herd.
I said the same thing, bro. I said the same thing. Unless you fight Teixeira, Castano, or Herd, there's nobody else really to fight.
There's nothing else for him to do at 154 pounds. Now I know people were saying he should fight Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford should go up and challenge Jermall Charlo. I actually wouldn't like that fight because I'm a big fan of guys actually getting acclimated to the weight, and I think Terrence Crawford would go right into a person that's a 3 holder.
I feel like that fight will be unnecessary for both men because I feel the fight will be unnecessary for both men because I look at it and I'm like, it's a risky fight for Charlo, and if Charlo loses, he looks like he lost to somebody who is at the weight class below, and then if Charlo wins, then Charlo's in a case where you just beat someone who's below you, and then if Terrence Crawford, there's a high chance of him losing to someone who I personally believe isn't better than him at fighting, but because he's got size on him, he just could end up losing.
I think it's a great fight for Charlo. Because Charlo needs the name. He needs the name, and if it's Bud Crawford, that's one of the few situations where a guy comes up in weight and the heavier guy beats him, he'll get credit. Charlo will get hella credit for that because Terrence Crawford is in everybody's top 5 pound for pound.
I mean,
it's only one weight class. It's only one weight class.
It's not really, but when you look at it, is it one weight class when he's coming up from 135?
Well, who coming up from 135?
Well, Crawford's been at 135, 140, 147.
but he's a full 147 now. Like, his feet is in the ground at
Yeah,
147.
yeah,
His feet is in the
the reason
ground.
I'm
Yeah,
saying that is because I'm just looking at it from a position of I remember when Mikey moved up to 147, and people were saying, "Oh, he's moved up 2 weight classes," forgetting the fact that he fought Lipinets and Broner at 140.
true, true.
So that's why I just brought up that example.
Yeah, and the thing is, the difference is with Mikey Garcia against Spence versus a Crawford versus Charlo. Charlo's a good style matchup for Bud. It's a good style matchup for Bud, and on top of that, Terrence Crawford has more tools in the toolbox than Mikey Garcia. The main thing with Mikey, is it was a bad style matchup for this reason. Errol Spence is the southpaw. We all know Mikey Garcia money shot is the jab straight right hand. He may have one of the best jab straight right hands of all time in terms of accuracy, in terms of him landing
I
it,
mean,
just
you
being his
rarely
bread and
see
butter.
that with lower weight fighters. You normally see
You
it with
rarely see it.
heavier fighters.
Yeah, that jab straight right hand, you know it's coming. You can't get around it, and he's been doing it his whole career. But I think Charlo would get a lot of credit for a Bud Crawford fight. I don't think the fight makes sense for Bud. I don't think it makes sense for Bud because there's too
I
many fights
wasn't
at
actually, I
147
wasn't in,
if he's gonna cross
I
over.
wasn't in, I wasn't impressed with Charlo, and I'll be real with
With
Jermell Charlo.
Jermell,
I thought he done exactly what I thought he would do to me because he still made the same mistakes he always makes. He still overcooked most of those shots. A lot of those shots were overcooked. He was still very easy to back up. The shots were still wide. He was still falling short with a lot of his shots, and his hand and his feet wasn't moving in synchronicity. So if you had someone who's very good at checking and throwing and catching and throwing, they would have been able to counter him on the way out and on the way in. But the problem with Rosario was he was stepping out all the way instead of just stepping to the left or to the right, which to me, I just felt like if he was a more skillful fighter or was someone who's willing to go all the way in and stay all the way in, he would have caused Charlo problems.
I I think Jermell's big, and I don't disagree with anything that you said. I think Jermell he still needs to. He's not very good at judging distance. He's not good at judging distance. He doesn't judge distance well when he has to come all the way from the outside and get into his range. He has a hard, like if he doesn't get to his range and it's not to his satisfaction, he lunges in. He
Yeah,
reaches. And what happens is a lot of times if he can't just come right inside without paying no admission fee, he'll lunge inside. And a lot of times it leaves him open. Now, I thought Rosario was doing some good things in that fight. It's just he was just overmatched. Like he was just
yeah,
overmatched.
he's just a
That's just what
limited
it is.
fighter, like a C.
He's limited.
You can
He's
only
a C
be what
level
you are,
fighter.
innit? He's a
He's a
C level
fighter.
fighter.
Yeah, let's get to some of these comments. Man, 213. If you can't take a heavy jab to the gut, you aren't a real champion in the boxing ring. Imposter in the building. I think he just built. He just built. That was a build out. That was a build. I've never seen
I feel like it,
anybody. I never seen. It's kind of like remember when Anthony Yarde got knocked out by Kovalev, and I told you he got knocked out with a jab, and I said it wasn't the jab. I said he got knocked out by fatigue. He was done. He was just done. Like, and the jab just put him out. It's a situation not similar to that, but you could say like it was an accumulation of him just taking punishment, and that was his out.
I'll give you an example, yeah. And this is to me, I think this is probably the best example I can personally think of. And I know people are gonna say, "Oh, you're just that it's not in comparison," but it reminds me of the Malik Scott fight when he fought Wilder. Not because he got hurt, but it was one of the things where Malik Scott was so afraid of what he was gonna get hit by. He was like, you know what? I'll take this little nice shot and go down. Whereas when you look at it, Rosario is probably looking at in the next 2-3 rounds, this guy's gonna ice me out. So I'll take this nice punch and just take the loss because there was no chance of him winning. Or another example of that was Terence Crawford versus Amir Khan, where Terence Crawford was clearly outboxing Khan. He was clearly technically breaking him down and beating him, and it was a matter of time before he got knocked out. And Khan's been knocked out so many times. He was like, you know what? I'll just take this easy way out. And I think that was Rosario's easy way out.
Yeah, I can rock with that. It's just anybody that says like just that was a devastating stab jab like that had him knocked out. Like it's like come on, like let's stop it. We got the bro boxing first.
Why isn't he in the live? I said I wanted Blunt in the live because I know for a fact Blunt is gonna think.
He been working. If it's boxing first vlog, let us know your status right now. Are you at work? Are you at home? He been getting to the bread, man. He been getting to the bread.
The reason why I said that is
you want to read that? You want to read that?
See, that's why I wanted him in the live. That's why I wanted him in the live, bro. That's why I wanted. I'm not just Blunt. Please.
Read it.
And Jermall Charlo pound for pound king at this moment. Blunt, please, I'm begging. I hope you are at somewhere where that has good signal. Please jump on this live so I can cook you.
Boxing first vlog. Are you serious or are you trolling?
Because if you're serious,
are you serious or are you trolling right now?
If you're serious, you're gonna get cooked. That's what I'm saying. Please jump.
If you're serious and you're near some Wi-Fi, I'm sending you a link. Because you're gonna have to explain yourself.
Please be next to some Wi-Fi.
You go ahead.
Please be next to some Wi-Fi.
And hold on. I can see if he said he was on his list. I can respect that. But he said he's the pound for pound king. I think he's trolling. I think he's trolling. If I know my guy, I've schooled him well. I think he's trolling, but there's a small chance he may be serious. We're gonna keep it moving. We got Anthony Dunbar in the building. What's up, bro? What's going on with you? He said Herd too soft. I can't agree with that. Dunbar got one more statement. He said Herd can't fight no one his size. Let me address both of those. Herd has been in too many. He's been in too many back and forth fights for me to say that he's soft.
Definitely.
I don't think that's accurate at all. I think he's far from that. Do I think he's a weight bully?
I was just about to say that. He's a weight bully.
He's a weight bully.
Let's be real, soft. Jeff. If he didn't drop Laura, I had Laura winning that fight.
Some people thought Laura still won that fight with the knockdown.
Yeah. I mean, he's had a lot of close fights. Even the Wellborn fight, I thought was real. He was getting the money before he got the stoppage. And then you look at the Tony Harrison fight, and you look at it and you go, Tony Harrison gave him up too much ground. But if you look at the J-Rock fight, he showed you that, you know, he relies too much on his size, and when someone's willing to impose themselves, then he doesn't really. I've never rated Herd, so
yeah. Anthony Dunbar, VP Shane is not a big fan of Jared Swift Herd. It looks like you're not a big fan either. So you got some company with you, Mang 213. I'm just a Herd fan because he's a local guy who works out in my old gym. Sometimes we respect that. I respect that. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I respect that, but what you gotta understand is boxing is boxing. And to be fair, I'm from England, and Jeff will tell you, I can count you on maybe one hand how much English fighters I like. So, like where you're from, it's but what you like, but I think put into account ability as well.
Yeah, absolutely. My man Cruz Hitman Stewart, he said, go to my fight versus McGregor. I showed the tangible you were talking about. Let me take that. All right. So what Cruz Hitman Stewart is talking about, Cruz Hitman Stewart was the last person to fight on Showtime before the coronavirus hit, before the pandemic hit. You know what I mean? So he's a part of history. He fought a guy named Martez Martez McGregor. Big guy. I think the fight was at 170, if I'm not mistaken. They fought at 170 pounds. Now, let me put this out here just to show y'all how big of a beast Cruz Hitman Stewart is. His girl had twins the week of the fight. His manager had twins the week of the fight. He couldn't get no sparring, and he didn't get no sleep in the entire week going into the fight. That was a Friday. It was a 6-round fight. He won 4 out of the 6 rounds and got a knockdown. That's how much of a beast Cruz Hitman Stewart is. But that's the tangibles that Cruz is talking about. But big salute to Cruz Hitman Stewart, for sure. But we'll keep it moving. Mang 213, you're right again, Jeff. Yard quit against Kovalev. Yeah,
he didn't quit.
He didn't quit, but he was done.
He was done.
He was done.
I could never say he quit.
Yeah, but and the thing is, Mang 213, the thing that's crazy, I know you just coming on to the channel like maybe the past like 2 months, but that's still my greatest breakdown and prediction video out of all of them. I got it down to the round. How it was going to happen and down to the round. The only thing is, Yard just couldn't finish him. He couldn't finish him in the 8th.
You even said how Yard will get knocked out if Yard was to get knocked out. I even
said how Yard was going to get knocked out. I said if he avoids the jab and act like it's not there, he's going to get checked with it. And that's my greatest breakdown.
And you said if he keeps throwing that lead in left hand, he's going to get knocked out. You said that in a live.
I said that as well. Mang 213, if you want to go back and listen to that breakdown prediction video, that's my greatest breakdown and prediction video ever on the channel, like hands down. Boxing First Vlog, I stay at work. Hey, hold on, read that.
I'm serious. He said he's serious. Blunt, where are you?
He
Please
said,
be at home.
He said he's serious.
Blunt, I wish you were on this live now, man. Why are you at home?
Bro, what we can do if Blunt is not working tomorrow, what we'll do is a Jermell and Jermall have they made a pound for pound list. We'll do a live.
No, bro. My mind is, I can't leave it till tomorrow.
Hold on, you gotta wait till tomorrow. You gotta let him say his piece, man. Because I know. See, the thing is, I don't know why. That's my thing. I don't know why. Like, I don't think Jermell had the most impressive victory out of the brothers. Like, you understand what I'm saying? So, for him to say he's the pound for pound king, Boxing First Vlog, BFV, also known as Blunt, our family in arms, you are gonna have to explain yourself, good brother, to myself, VP Shane, and the rest of the listeners, because you said Jermall Charlo is pound for pound king. And we gonna leave that.
I said this to you yesterday. Jermall Charlo isn't even in my pound for pound 15. And I was on the phone with someone the other day, and I counted my pound for pound, and Charlo was literally 21.
We'll save
Jermall
that.
Charlo was,
you know,
21.
Get your top 20. Get your top 20 ready for tomorrow. I'll get my top 20. Boxing First Vlog, get your top 20 pound for pound list. His list should be fucking hilarious, yo. His list will be hilarious.
Who's that guy? We have to go on BoxRec to find who's gonna be on his list.
Yeah, he's gonna find some guys on BoxRec, all types of shit, man. But we got Lawrence Williams. He said Tank Leo moving to October 31st in San Antonio with fans. I didn't know that.
That's news.
That's news to me. That's news to me. And hold on, hey Lawrence, let me ask you this. Are they pushing it back to October 31st because of the weight? Think about it. We're gonna keep it moving.
But to me, the fan situation, I don't know about that. I don't know about that whole fan situation.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey Lawrence, we're gonna have to look into that. I'll get with you on Twitter about that. We can chop it up. Mang 213, if you didn't know what you were talking about, then I wouldn't be here anyways. You guys are real. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. We still gotta get you on too, Mang 213. I'll get with you on that. Lawrence Williams, Halloween will be crazy. Usyk Chisora, Inui, Maloney, Veronica Mayer, Tank Leo.
I'm
Yeah,
annoyed about that. I'm annoyed about that because I can see a clash already.
yeah. In terms of the fights, yeah, I don't like them stacking all them fights in one day.
Because I wanted Tank and Leo was supposed to be the week before.
Yeah, it's supposed to be the week before. So Lawrence, I hope they switch.
I'd have to research that. I have to research that because I don't. I'm not saying you're wrong, by the way. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just personally haven't seen it myself.
Yeah. He also said no weight issues, move back, not to clash with the UFC Khabib fight. Yeah, but then they're clashing with other boxing matches. Like, Lawrence, let me put this out there, and Shane, let me get your opinion on this. Like, what's wrong? Like, what's wrong with a Friday night? What's wrong with a Sunday night? Like,
I mean, Eddie Hearn's doing a show this Sunday. Eddie Hearn's doing Boatsi this Sunday.
Yo, I don't get it. I'm like, listen, I can understand if you don't want to do Friday. I'm cool with that because the Zone does Fridays. Fridays is not always the best fit because if people working all week, they come home, they're trying to unwind or they're trying to do something, like TV may not be it for them. But a Sunday,
but to me, I don't feel like it makes a difference because at the end of the day, it's one thing if you're traveling from work to go to the stadiums, but you're forgetting that there's no fans inside. So all it is you going home.
Right.
So it's not like you're going to the stadium. So it's not like you have to sell out a stadium in the middle of the week. It's just for them to turn on the station, really.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like during the pandemic, like they could put a fight on a Friday. They could put a fight on a Sunday.
They could put a fight on a Monday. They could put a fight on a Monday.
Put it on Monday night. I'm cool with. To be honest with you, if a fight is big enough, if you put a fight on a Thursday, like people are going to watch. You're gonna have the whole world to yourself.
I'm not a basketball fan, but I'm pretty sure like they have basketball matches on like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and people still tune in. So
still tune in, right? BoxingFirst Vlog said middle finger to both of y'all.
Bro, right now you're a keyboard warrior. You're just a keyboard warrior. You need to come from behind the keyboard, get into some good Wi-Fi signal, and I got my cooking gloves. What do they call it? Them oven gloves. And then I got some ingredients.
You got your oven mitts?
Yeah, I got my oven mitts. I'm about to put you in the oven. You're about to get toasted.
Lawrence Williams said Munguia, Toriano Johnson, October 30th. Lawrence Williams, I've been playing phone tag with Toriano Johnson for the past couple weeks. Eventually he's gonna be on this show. He's gonna be on live. But I can't schedule because we keep missing each other, man. But G5 Jeff TV, VP Shane, hopefully BoxingFirst Vlog, and Toriano Johnson will definitely be on this channel. Ricky Martinez, my money is on Khabib. My money is always on Khabib until he loses. BoxingFirst Vlog, Lawrence, check out my TJ interview. Yes, BoxingFirst Vlog did an interview with Toriano Johnson a while ago. BoxingFirst Vlog, put a link, find a link to that actual interview and put it in the chat. Put it in the chat so you can so he can check it out. Or Lawrence, I'll send it to you on Twitter. I'll send it to you on Twitter, bro. Lawrence Williams got a good channel, got a good movement going on. I'll send you the link, Shane. But let's get to Jermall Charlo just for a little bit. What do you want to see going forward with Jermall Charlo?
I mean, going forward in terms of his fighting style, in terms of his career itself.
Both. Give us both.
I mean, in terms of his career, I mean, someone brought this up to me the other day, and I had to quickly correct them. They said to me, and it goes back to the pound for pound thing. We're not going to get into it too much, but they were like, Jermall Charlo, it has to be put in the conversation of pound for pound top 10 because he's cleaned up the division. And I said to them, he can't have cleaned up the division because he hasn't fought the best at that division. And to me, if you look at the division and you look at the landscape of the division, the best fighters at the division was when he won the strap. There was Andrade, Hurd, Lara, Munguia, and Saddam Ali. Ali beat Koto, then Ali lost to Munguia. So then Hurd fought Lara and Hurd won. Then Lara fought Castano. I thought Castano won, but they had it as a draw. Then Hurd lost and Rosario and Charlo lost. To me, when you look at the landscape of it, you had Lara, Castano, Munguia, Andrade, J-Rock, and Charlo. He didn't fight none of those fighters. So when you're looking at it, in order for you to clean up a division, you have to fight the best in the division. He didn't fight none of them. You got a division now where you have an unified champion, but you have two undefeated fighters. You got Castano who's undefeated, and you got Teixeira who's undefeated. So to me, I would want to see him fight one of those two, because you have to at least people at the weight class can't say they're better than you. You see my point? People can say it, but you have to be able to shut enough guys up. And to me, he hasn't done that. So I still feel like there's a lot of work for him to do at 154. Yeah. I mean, if he's not fighting, as you said, one of the three guys, he's got a lot of work to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, Eric says salute. What's going on, Eric? What's up with you? Let me piggyback off what you said. The person that you talked to, that said that they cleaned out the division, you let them know, okay? Let them know that I said that they are on the finest juices. Finest juices. So you let them know I said that, and I'm gonna tell you why. He has 3 of the 4 belts, right? That's different than somebody quote unquote cleaning out a division. I can name 5 people right now that Jermall Charlo can fight, and it's not an automatic he gets a W. Castano, 1. Teixeira, 2. Hurd, 3. And then he still has Lara, 4. If J-Rock is on his game, 5.
You could even say, I mean,
right there. We're not even talking Tim Tszyu. We're not talking Sebastian Fundora. We're not talking Madrimov. To say that he's cleaned out a division is crazy. If you want to say he has 3 of the 4 belts, that's facts. That is facts. But to say he's cleaned out the division, I've named 8. Was it 8?
You just named 8 fighters right there that he didn't fight.
8 fighters that he can go fight right now. He has not cleaned out no 154. And that's part of the reason why.
And if Derevianchenko moves down to 154,
he would have to fight. Yeah, Derevianchenko, you can throw him in the mix. You can throw
him in the mix. Munguia was there and he didn't fight Munguia. Munguia was at 154, he didn't fight Munguia.
Right. So it's to say that he's cleaned out a division is absolutely crazy. Like
preposterous.
Absolutely crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Ricky Martinez, GTG. Am I missing something?
I don't know what that means.
GG. He might have meant Triple G. Ricky, you had to come back in with that one. Eric, I'm late, but are you saying that Teixeira and Castano carry more weight than Lubin, Trout, or Tony Harris? No, what I'm
yes,
saying,
they do. Yeah, I am. Well, I'm saying that they do. They do.
Right now, yes. Only because Jermall Charlo hasn't fought neither one of them, and one of them has. I will say another thing. Lubin, when he fought Charlo, who was his biggest win? Trout at that time, we knew Trout was past it, and Tony Harrison
Tony Harrison was an opponent, and
He
Charlo
wasn't
made
supposed to
Tony
lose to
Harrison look
Tony
good.
Harrison. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to
Tony
lose to
Harrison
Tony
made
Harrison.
Harrison look good. Whereas Teixeira's an undefeated champion. Teixeira's beaten a top 15 fighter.
Yeah,
Castano, in my opinion, beat Erislandy Lara.
yeah,
So
Eric, I listen. Teixeira and Castano holds more weight than Lubin, Trout, and Tony Harrison right now. Simply because Erickson Lubin's coming off of a victory against
Gachet.
Terrell Gachet, and it wasn't his fault, but he didn't look impressive. Okay, he didn't look impressive in that fight. Now he set for a title shot. That was a title eliminator. Austin Trout, he was over the hill at that particular moment, and that was a long time ago. And he was still over the hill. Okay, and then Tony Harrison, Jermall Charlo was not supposed to lose to Tony Harrison. That was supposed to be a W for Tony Harrison, and he ended up going into the first fight. People thought he won. He didn't get the decision. The second fight, he was losing that fight. Until Tony Harrison got in trouble late in that fight. Tony Harrison was walking him down, doing the better work. It was a close fight, but I had Tony Harrison ahead. Even if you had Jermell Charlo ahead, it was a close fight. It wasn't supposed to be a close fight.
But Eric, I feel like you're allowing the names to cloud your judgment of the ability of the fighter. Right. You're forgetting that Castano and Teixeira, both fighters, are fighters who are undefeated.
And one
Chart wasn't undefeated. Chart wasn't undefeated when he fought him. Neither was Harrison undefeated when he fought him. And the only reason why the WBA belt was even on the line was because, in my personal opinion, Castano was robbed against Lara. Because I thought Lara lost to Castano.
Yeah, I thought Lara lost as well. And the thing is, Teixeira holds more weight than all three of those names, because if Jermell fights him, that's unified. That's all marbles.
Undisputed.
That's undisputed. That's undisputed. So his name holds more weight than all of them. Mang213 said Chenko would do some damage at 154 right now. He would do hella damage at 154 right now.
Do you reckon you have power at 154?
I mean, he probably would be cracking at 154, because if he's making 154, he's probably coming in at like 175. That's probably his problem. Like middleweight probably is not his natural weight class. But Boxing Learner, what's going on, Boxing Learner? What's going on with you, bro? Jermell already KO'd Lubin. Yes, we are aware of that. But the thing is,
first round or second round or something like that.
It was in the first minute. He knocked out Erickson Lubin. But the thing is, Erickson Lubin just won a title eliminator, so he's the mandatory for Jermall Charlo. He's the mandatory.
I think Jermell has 2 mandatories right now.
He has 2 mandatories right now. But whoever the other mandatory is, I'm pretty sure Jermell will probably want to take him over Erickson Lubin.
No, it's Majimov.
Yeah, well, I take that back. You might want to take Lubin. They might want to take Lubin, but Eric said, I'd give you credit for Lara, Hurd, or J-Rock. Are you talking about Jermell?
Yeah, if he's talking about Jermell,
one of the 3, hell, he get hella credit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, sure. We got Fritz in the building. What's up with you, Fritz? Yeah, but Jermall Charlo hasn't cleaned out nothing. Like, please don't. That's the problem. That's why I'm like, when we eventually have the conversation with Blunt, that's the thing that I personally would have to explain to him. Like,
but you got to understand, like, you can't let belts cloud your understanding of boxing, because I keep saying that the belts were there down to a technicality. Hurd wasn't supposed to lose to J-Rock, and J-Rock wasn't supposed to lose to
Rosario.
What was his Rosario? So it's like it's straight down. We are forgetting that this time last year, I remember this is people need to get rid of this reactionary mentality that they have in boxing. This time last year, people were calling Charlo a fraud. People were calling Charlo because when he lost to Harrison, they were just calling him a fraud or a hype job or just hype. He's nothing. Like, I remember people saying all of that. So
yeah, and the thing is, and let me close the casket door on this whole belt situation. Just because you have multiple belts does not mean that you get pound for pound billing. Let me give you a couple of examples. All right. Jerry Swift Hurd had 2 belts. Was he mentioned people's pound for pound? No. J Rock had 2 belts. Those same 2 belts. Was he mentioning anybody's pound for pound? No. Jason Rosario had them same 2 belts. Was he mentioning anybody's pound for pound? No. Jermell
Well, I'll
Charlo.
give you another one.
Mm-hmm.
I give you another one. Danny Roman. He wasn't mentioning nobody's pound for
Danny
pound neither.
Roman. Mm-hmm. Danny Roman.
And the difference with Danny Roman, he won the belts of champions. He didn't win vacant straps. He didn't win a strap. He won it of champions.
Exactly. And that's why you can't say, oh, well, he has 3 belts, so he's pound for pound. Don't work like that. Don't work like that. There's too many examples of guys having multiple belts and they're in nobody's top 5. Like, if that's the case, then Rosario should have been on the pound for pound list. If that was the case, Bird should have been on the pound for pound list. If that was the case, Danny Roman should have been on the pound for pound list.
If that was the case, how much people have Jose Ramirez on their pound for pound list? How much
example? That's another example. Jose Ramirez, he has multiple belts. Is he on anybody's pound for pound list? Like,
was Andy Ruiz on anybody's pound for pound list?
And there's some people. Anthony Joshua's not on some people's pound for pound list. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like it's just because a guy has multiple belts does not mean that they're pound for pound. Like, that's like, I'm sorry, Jermall Charlo's not in my top 10 pound for pound. He's not in my top 10. Now, I will say this: Jermall Charlo, is he in my top 15? Maybe. Jermall Charlo's definitely in my top 15. Jermall Charlo is definitely in my top 15 for sure. But Jermall Charlo, no.
I'm not so sure about that either, but we'll talk about it.
We can talk about that at another time. But off the top of my head, Jermall Charlo's definitely in my top 15. Jermall Charlo's nowhere. He's not in my top 10 at all. And if he's in your top 10, you're going to have to explain that to me.
You have to explain that to me.
You had to explain that to me. You want to read that?
Now, Eric said Teixeira's belt was inherited. Bro, you're about to get cooked, so I'm going to give you a chance to explain yourself. Because you're forgetting, I'm a guy, well, when it comes to any division, you know, I know my stuff. You're about to get cooked. So
hold on. He made a couple more comments. Let me get him out the way real quick.
Go on.
He said, I'm not sold on Teixeira.
Okay.
He also said it comes down to who beats who and the fashion in which they beat that person.
Okay.
There's some other things with that I don't agree with. It's not just that, those things. And whoa, Jermall over Jermell. Hold on. Eric, you know we got nothing but love for you, but VP Shane is probably gonna cook you first, and then I'm just gonna.
No. I'll let you go first.
Are you gonna go first?
Go. No, just tackle the Mal over Mel comment.
Yeah, I'm gonna. That's what I. Eric said the time is throwing me off. I'm not sure what he's talking about, but okay.
The time we're going through the comments a bit. So, cool. To make it easier for you, firstly, Jeff is gonna explain why Mal is over Mel. Then, in that time, I also want you to tell me what your point was when you said Teixeira inherited his belt, because I'm about to tell you why that is clearly a big. You're about to get cooked. So go on.
So let me and Eric, this spanking that you about to get is all out of love. All out of love. It's all out of love. All right. So Jermall Charlo over Jermell Charlo. Jermall Charlo, he has the best victory out of either of the brothers. Like, he has the best victory out of any of the brothers. To be honest with you, Jermall Charlo top 2 victories is better than Jermell's top 2 victories. That's a fact. If you want to look at it outside of that and just look at it from a
I might
skill
even say
perspective,
his top three. I might even say his top three. Because I think
possibly,
Korobov is a good fighter. I'm not even gonna
yeah,
lie. I think Korobov's a good fight. I'll be honest.
yeah. I
I think
mean, you got Derevianchenko, J Rock, and Korobov. Like those three victories are better than Jermell Charlo's top three victories. Like that's a fact. In terms of boxing skills, Jermall Charlo got more tools in the toolbox. He can bang with you, he can box with you, he can lead, he can counterpunch. He's got the height, he's got the reach, he's got the strength, and he's also showed that his power carries late. Because even though he didn't get the stoppage against Derevianchenko, he beat Derevianchenko up. I like to call it a competitive ass whooping. It was a competitive ass whooping. You understand what I'm saying? Like Derevianchenko looked like he was in a fight. Like he looked beat up. You understand what I'm saying? So Jermall Charlo was clearly the better brother. Like he's
I
better
mean
than Jermell.
what I thought you were gonna say was as well was the fact that Jermall Charlo's undefeated. Jermell lost to somebody that he shouldn't have lost to. He shouldn't have lost to
Yeah,
Harris and then he lost to him.
yeah, and that's true as well. But
I mean, and you know what? He did say, okay, I see why you say Mal over Mel. So obviously, I like a man when he learned something, you can put it because we all learn off each other. So
hold on. He said again, I'm late to the party. I thought you were saying that Teixeira went the harder rule to get that belt. Okay, so
he
that's what
did,
he meant.
he did,
Yeah.
he
So
did go the harder road to get the belt. So
so
let me
that's so
explain the
that's what he meant. Go ahead.
circumstances of how this belt. So okay, so the belt that he has is the WBO belt. How Jermell got the belt was a vacant strap as well. He had a vacant strap that he won against Jackson. In my personal opinion, and in many people's personal opinion, Charlo was losing that fight, and he lost to Jackson, and he got the stoppage over Jackson. But let's not. That's neither here nor there because he won a vacant strap. Now Teixeira also won a vacant strap. But the difference with that was Teixeira was brought in as the opponent. So Patrick Day, who passed away, so the late Patrick Day, obviously passed away sadly. Patrick Day lost to
Conwell.
Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames. I
Oh yeah,
actually
yeah,
covered
yeah,
that fight as well. He
yeah,
lost
yeah.
to Carlos Adames. Munguia. Now you just said wasn't it vacated by Munguia? Munguia missed weight and then decided that he can't make 154 anymore, and his mandatory was Carlos Adames. That was the issue. His mandatory was Carlos Adames, and he missed weight. And then when he missed weight, the fight wasn't a title fight; it was just a normal fight. He decided to vacate the belt after the fight because he couldn't make weight anymore, and then he moved up. When he moved up to 160, that he didn't fulfill his mandatory obligation. He would have got stripped anyway. And then Carlos Adames, naturally being the number one contender, the mandatory, he is then the person to fight for the strap. Just like Joe Smith Jr. is the person to fight for the WBO strap at 175.
Correct. Correct.
Patrick Teixeira was brought in as an opponent for Carlos Adames. So
Yeah,
it's
he wasn't
like
supposed to win that fight.
he wasn't supposed to win that fight. So it's like, for example, imagine, how can I give you an example? I can't even get. Okay, Joe Smith Jr. is about to fight a Russian kid called Salamov. I think his name Salamov or something, because he's number two. Imagine if Salamov beats Joe Smith Jr. in what is supposed to be an easy vacant belt win. You see my point? It's like
Correct.
you're gonna give him credit for that. So Patrick Teixeira was brought in as an opponent. So when you say he done it the hard way, of course he done it the hard way because Charlo went into a fight he was supposed to win, whereas Teixeira went into a fight where he was supposed to lose, and he won. So that was
I,
just my point.
and the thing, Eric, the one thing I like about you, and he said he was late to the party. Um, that's what we do here. Like when people make comments, like we might joke around for a second, but Like we honestly have discussions about boxing. You know what I mean? Like we don't. It's not one of the channels like you say something and the host don't agree with it. They'll just
So they start ridiculing you. It's not a
yeah, they'll
personal attack.
ridicule you and then they'll block you. Like, nah. But he said, got you. It seems like it was 100 years ago when that strap went from Cotto to Ali to Munguia. Yeah, that was a long time
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
Actually,
definitely,
very
definitely.
actually, to be honest with you, those are HBO fights. That's how
Yeah.
it
I
was.
mean,
It was HBO
I
fights.
mean, Eric,
I don't
I
even
give
think the
you. I
zone was in existence when
No,
those
it
fights
wasn't.
happened. It wasn't in existence.
because you because if you remember, I also think when Munguia fought Liam Smith, that was also on HBO as well, if
That
I'm
was on
correct.
HBO, yeah. So that was years ago.
But
I
but in
remember
oh
still
yeah,
doing.
but
Yeah, I
go on,
remember
sorry.
doing that video about Munguia and Ali, and people were
Yeah,
saying that Ali was thrown to the wolves, and I highly
I
disagree
remember when
with
you
that.
done that video as well.
Yeah,
I remember
I
when you done
highly
that video.
disagree with that because I was just like, if that was the case, then you should be rich. Nobody betted on it. Like nobody betted on it, and I was like, people didn't even know who he was. I was like, it was that Monday
Yeah,
morning quarterback shit. You know what I'm saying? But
I mean, I mean, Eric, though, thanks for that comment. It's not even a disrespectful thing. I
oh
just
no,
I
not at all.
naturally have a I naturally have a, like, that's how I speak, but it's not
Yeah,
disrespectful. I was
we
just
talk.
joking
Yeah,
around.
we talk boxing over here, man. That's what we do. And the thing is, everybody get it the same. You know, the same thing. VP Shane to say to you, he'll say that to me. I have more conversations with Shane behind closed doors than you know what I'm saying. Actually on live. Same thing goes for Blunt Boxing First Vlog. I go at it with Blunt all the time. Like it be literally sparring matches between Blunt and myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something that we do. But you know, when you're doing something and it's out of respect and out of love, like you know, you can have those discussions. But he said, um, I'm walking my dogs and trying to keep up. Hey man, we respect that, man. We respect that
I mean,
100%,
thanks for the
man.
support, regardless. Thanks for the
Yeah,
support, bro. Thanks for the
yeah, we
support.
definitely respect that. So just I guess just to wrap things up, for me, Jermell Charlo, he has about 10 names I would like for him to fight, but because he hasn't cleaned out 154 at all.
Wait,
Um
before you go to that though, we didn't talk about the technical things we want to see him improve. I mean, you didn't speak
Jermell,
about that anyway. Yeah,
Jermell,
Jamel.
yeah, I can definitely get into that. Um I actually think Jermell was a better fighter before he got with Derrick James. That's my personal opinion. I think Jermell Charlo goes into every fight now since he's been with Derrick James, and he goes in with the same game plan as a Errol Spence. Like he goes in thinking he's the stronger guy, he's the bigger guy, and I'm just gonna impose my will. I like Jermell Charlo better when he was just the boxer. Like when he
I
was
mean, that's
just
a good
boxing.
point. That is a very good point. You get the sense of rush when you watch Jermall
Yeah,
Charlo.
Jermell took his time before he got with Derrick James. Jermell Charlo took his time. He picked his shots. Um, Now when he fought Jackson, Jackson was outboxing him. But the thing is, he had the patience to come back. He did what he had to do to technically break him down and put himself in position to get that stoppage. I like
Hmm.
Jermell Charlo when I think the best thing he can do is number one, relax. Relax
Yeah.
inside the ring. Relax. Patience. Relax.
But that's the
Patience. Mhm.
biggest difference between him and his brother. I feel
Absolutely.
like
Absolutely.
I think Jamel he has rubbish temperament, but I think Jamal has amazing temperament. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
if you put Jamel in that Korobov fight, Jamel loses. I swear to you, if you put Jamel in that Korobov fight, just a mentality, the Jamel mentality in that Korobov fight, he loses because
Yeah,
he
because he
just
got
doesn't have the same
frustrated.
temperament.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
got
literally.
frustrated. Like Jamel is always on 10. Like he's always on go. And the thing with Jamel is if he just relaxes, if he relax and just shows a little bit of patience, a little bit of patience. And I think those two reasons are the reason why he has problems with the distance. He has problems, and I'm talking about footwork. He gets lazy with the footwork. I'm not saying Jermell doesn't have footwork. What I'm saying is Jermell is so impatient. He doesn't go through the proper steps to get himself in position without
To throw
having
the
to
shot.
reach.
Yeah,
Right, without
literally.
having to reach. And
That's why he ends up falling in.
that's when he ends up falling in. And even in fights that Jermell has looked good in, I've said the same thing. I'm like, is if he just gets patient like he used to, he will be a lot better
Will
off.
Stokes is in the building.
Will Stokes is in the
Will,
building.
listen, Jeff owes you an apology.
Yeah, I do owe you an apology. I definitely owe you an apology because we were supposed to jump on live. But the thing is, Will Stokes, the heavyweight division is your division. And we're going to have to find some time to squeeze that in because everything's popping but the heavyweight division right
That's
now.
what I said that to him on Instagram. I literally said the exact same thing. Me and
Yeah,
Jeff haven't spoken about this, by the way, neither will. We just have the same mentality. Like, nothing's popping in it.
Yeah, I haven't talked to Shane about live with you. And the thing is, what we want to do, Will, is we want to actually maximize the live. We want to maximize it. So we don't want to just jump on and be like, hey, we talk about heavyweights today, and everybody like, well, why? Like nothing going on right now. Like, you know what I'm saying? What we can do is once I get this StreamYard thing going on, we can just record one and then I can drop it at a later time, like when something's popping with the heavyweights. Oh,
maybe
we got
closer
Richard
to
in the building. We got
maybe
Richard in the
closer to
building.
the Usyk fight. What up, Richard? Closer to the Usyk and Chisora fight, maybe.
Yeah, closer to the Usyk Chisora fight. We could definitely do something. Richard, he said it almost happened. I'm not sure what he's talking about. You lost me with that one. Preem, what's up, Preem? Preem, an original member. Peace fam. Patrick, want that smoke with Mel? Yeah, he definitely want that smoke with Mel. That's your
Of course, I mean, let's talk about that fight. Who do you think wins that fight?
Teixeira.
I mean, I'm not gonna outright say Teixeira, but I'll say this because I do give I have it about 55-45 to Mel, but I do think Mel will go through an issue because one thing I saw, and you can watch the fight right now, is Mel is fantastic at absorbing pressure and landing his punches. And if Mel doesn't straighten them shots and shorten them shots, he's gonna be walking into punches all night. Because if you watch the fight that Teixeira fought against Adames, he took so much pressure and absorbed so much pressure in the first 4 rounds, and then he just started to spring into action. And literally, he just started to land so much power shots. And then he ended up dropping Adames because throwing wide shots. If you throw wide shots against Teixeira, he will sit against the ropes and let you throw 3 or 4. And he'll just throw a one single and you won't even see it coming. And you literally get hit by it and you'll be on the ground.
Yeah, that's not the Teixeira's not the best style matchup for
No,
Jermell.
not at all. Because he has patience. He has the patience.
He has patience, and then Teixeira throws in between shots. He throws in between shots. You know what I'm saying?
Everything's straight, innit?
I'll bring him up.
Everything's straight with Teixeira.
Yeah, everything is straight. And he's patient. So if Jermell comes in with wide shots and he's reaching, that's bad. For out of respect for Jermell, I'll say it's a 50-50 fight. Yes. Yeah. Give me a couple minutes. I'll send her up. Phoenix, come back down. Yeah. But the thing is that's a bad style matchup for Jermell. Jermell would have to show a lot of patience in order to get a victory over Teixeira. And now I think Jermell is just as skilled as Teixeira, if not more skilled. It's just a strategy thing. The
I think he's more skilled. I think he's more skilled. I just don't think his temperament will hold up. His mentality.
Yeah, his temperament is it would be a problem in that fight. Will Stokes, we got Usyk, Chisora, AJ Pula, Fury, Wilder 3.
But none of them are for now, though. None of them are for now.
Yeah, Usyk Chisora is the closest. So once it gets closer to that, then we could definitely line something up. Supreme, I got Mel in the 7th against Patrick. Mel got a main left hook. I mean, listen, could I see that happening? Yes. Supreme, I could definitely see that happening, but I could also see Jermell being in more trouble in that fight than he's ever been in his career. Because
and you also
he hasn't faced anybody like he's faced guys that made him miss. He hasn't faced guys that made him pay.
And another thing is
this, but Tony Harrison wasn't necessarily making him pay. Like Teixeira is a pretty good counterpuncher, and the shots are short and compact. So
exactly. What another thing, which you got to bear into mind is the fact that Teixeira is one of the only fighters he has. In fact, he's probably the only fighter he's ever fought who's willing to catch and step in. The reason why I say that is because if you look at when he fought Lubin, if you look at when he fought Harrison, and if you look at when he fought Rosario, and even Trout, he was stepping. They were all stepping out so they don't get hit, but that means they can't land their counter shots. Whereas Teixeira catches a lot of his punches, so he's always in range. And one of the biggest mistakes Jermell does is he falls in. If you fall into a straight right hand, you're gonna end up on the ground.
Yeah, for sure. We got a bunch of comments coming in. Of course, this always happens at the end of the live, but that's cool.
Every time.
Will Stokes, Jermall definitely had the more impressive win at the weekend. That said, I think Jermell is the better Charlo for me. Hold on. Will, you gonna have to explain that one to us. You put it in the comment section why you say that, and we'll keep it moving. Fritz,
don't mention anything about belts.
Yeah, we don't want to hear nothing about belts. Like, why is Jermell the better fighter? Like fighting. Fritz, he said, I feel that Madrimov can make a good competitor in the 154-pound class. Absolutely.
Facts.
I think if he gets about maybe two more fights, I think he's gonna be ready for the big boys. Technically he's ready right now, but I just want to see him against the competition.
Yeah, 2 more fights. I mean, I would love to see him fight. I would love to see him fight someone like a who can I think of?
Give him Liam.
I mean, Liam Smith will be good. I was thinking more. I was thinking
too. Liam Smith, that's this guy. He love them Liam boys.
I was thinking more. What's that guy's name from America? The one who fought. The one who fought Lara. The one who just fought. The one who fought Lara. I can't remember his name.
Like
he fought. No, he never fought. Not Lubin. He fought Lara.
Yeah, Gachet fought Lara and lost.
No. He fought Lara. Was it after the? I can't even remember when it was, but it was in the last year or so.
Canelo brother?
No.
I'm trying.
I don't remember. I can't remember. But it's just one of those fringe contenders.
Yeah. Eric said real quick, Lara versus Mel. Lara versus Mel and Boo Boo versus Maul. Who are you picking? You want to take that?
I mean, I was gonna ask you about the BB versus Maul comment. The Mel versus Lara. I think Mel will win only because you outwork him. I think Lara's. Look, from what I've seen of Lara of recent, when he steps up, his punch output is reducing slowly and slowly.
He's one of the laziest fighters. Like, he does the bare minimum to win a fight. It's them Cubans, man. Them Cubans, they do the bare minimum to win a fight.
I would hate to watch him versus Gachet or him versus Harrison. Gee, that would be the worst fight.
Gachet, man, I fell asleep.
No, now. Now.
Oh
Now
yeah, I
versus
wouldn't even
between.
watch it. I wouldn't even watch it. I'll just
Or him versus Harrison. Oh my God.
yeah,
Those fights would be
two
boring.
yeah. Yeah, those are bad matchups. Boo Boo versus Maul. Who you got?
I still got Andrade, but after watching Mao, like he's slowly turning me into a believer. I've always been a
Yeah,
believer. I always thought he was a good fighter, but he's slowly turned. I mean, I still think it's 50-50. I thought it was 50-50
yeah,
before, but I had Andrade because I just thought he had a bit more dimensions. But
yeah. I still
it's
I
a
think it's
close
a 50.
fight, man. It's a
Yeah,
close
it's
fight.
I think it's a 50 fight because Jermall has looked more impressive lately, but I can't get out of my head how he looked in the Cornball fight. I just think he has trouble with southpaws, and Andrade is the ultimate southpaw, especially at middleweight. But let's keep it moving. Hold on. I think I lost my spot. Hold on. No,
Robert said
I got it. I feel you, Jeff. My house is the same way. I must be talking to the people's people everywhere in this place. I'm up in the attic. Bats. Boxing first vlog. Jermall Charlo, pound for pound, king at this moment.
oh.
Oh, to block your ass. Stokes vlog. You serious? Jermell, pound for pound, #1 for you. Richard,
we're addressing that tomorrow.
hold on. Richard said, "There you go, vlog, starting stuff." See, they already know what type time you want. He said, yes, undisputed in consistency. Bro, he just lost in his last 3 fights. Am I correct?
Wasn't
He
it
fought
2
Tony
fights
Harrison
ago?
twice, Tony
Yeah,
Harrison twice, and he fought Rosario. He's
yeah.
lost in his last 3 fights. So I don't know about that consistency, but all right. Charlie. Oh, Charlie, what's going on? He said, hopefully Jermell does not fight Lubin. That's such a waste of time. Charlo needs to go for undisputed. Charlie, we agree with that 100%. And that's no disrespect to Lubin. That's no disrespect to Lubin, but it's like when you get knocked out in the first minute of the first round. Oh,
You gotta pay a bit more
$5.
dues.
We got a $5 from Stay Ready Boxing. Big shout out to Stay Ready Boxing.
Big shout out.
What's good, fam? I told you what Maul was going to do to Chenko, that jab and uppercut, and I told you
You did
second
say
half of
that.
that fight,
You did say that.
Rosario as going to get KO. Stay ready. Yes, indeed.
You did
Yes,
say that.
indeed. He
When
did
is he
say that.
gonna come on alive?
I gotta talk to him. That's a busy dude, man. That's a busy dude. He got his channel, he got his podcast pumping. Yo, if you're not subscribed to Stay Ready Boxing, go subscribe to Stay Ready Boxing, man. Like when I say that man doing the work, man, he doing good work. And he bout his boxing. He's about his boxing, man. Big shout out to Stay Ready
I know he's
Boxing,
about
man.
his boxing, so I want him on the live.
Yeah, absolutely. We gonna line that up. We definitely gonna line that up. Will Stokes, so you got Jermell ranked higher than Loma or Wilt or Canelo. That's for Blunt. I know he ain't
That
talking
I was
about that.
about to
That's for Blunt.
say.
Yeah, that's definitely for Blunt. Supreme True. Yet you have to take into account that Mel is learning to pick his shots and calm down. Mel gets
Learning.
better after each battle, like Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
Honestly,
Can I
I've
get in
seen.
that real quick?
Go
Let me
on,
get
go
into
on,
that
go
real
on.
quick. Preem Mel is getting better, but it's not because he's calming down. Like he's landing shots to get himself out of the fight. You know what I mean? Like it's not because he's calming down. Like I think he's more hyped now than he was
I was just about to
4 or
say.
5 fights
He
ago. I
looks
think it's
more
the
hyped.
opposite.
I
Yeah,
think it's the more because if you look at it, if you look at the first Harrison fight, he was calm. He was actually pretty calm. I thought he might have been too calm in that fight. But if you look at the other fights after, he's been extremely aggressive. So I don't know
yeah.
about all of that.
His aggressiveness has been beneficial because of the opponent. I do think he's improving. I just don't think it's because he's calming down. I think he's turned up actually.
Yeah, facts.
Richard said Inouye or Crawford is pound for pound. That got to be for Blunt. Hold on.
That has to be for Blunt.
Boxing first vlog. Yes, he has a better chin than both of them. I Listen, hold on. I gotta get to the rest of these comments, man.
Blunt, you must be on crack.
Hold on, man. Hold on. He made me lose my place. Hold on a second. Will Stokes. Will Stokes, Loma pound for pound, #1 for me.
We're gonna have a good conversation tomorrow.
Man, that's gonna be crazy. Supreme, and we know Mel can take a punch. Mel and Maul, they got some whiskers on them. They got some whiskers on them for sure. BoxingFirst Vlog, Crawford doesn't fight enough. Inui not proven here in the West. Hold on. Let me get at that real quick. Vlog, I talked to you about that before. You be lucky to get the pound for pound fighters in the ring twice a year. You be lucky to get them in twice to 3 times a year. Like that's the cap. That's the cap. Now, as far as a Nui not being proven, I don't agree with that.
When you said he's not proven in the West, just to cut you off, obviously you don't watch a Nui because his biggest win was over Emmanuel Rodriguez, who's Mexican. So I don't know. He won his unification against a Mexican.
Yeah, I don't know if he's talking about the West Coast. Like I'm not sure of law. You going to elaborate on that, good brother.
Emmanuel Rodriguez was his biggest win, so I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's Mexican.
Yeah. Richard said Loma looked okay. He won, but is he talking about Luke Campbell? Probably talking about Luke Campbell. Let me see. Supreme, LOL. Richard, no one wants to fight Inui in the West. Inui
I don't know about all of that.
Gonna be a good fight. Inui,
I don't know about all of that.
Yeah. Stay Ready Boxing. You got to remember he took that Korobov fight in a week's time that he didn't prepare for the fight. He was supposed to fight Willie Monroe. But see, the thing is, Stay Ready, Willie Monroe was a southpaw too. And actually, Willie Monroe was more trickier than Korobov in terms of style. He's more defensive and he's more slick, so he actually got off better with the Korobov fight.
And Korobov was much more upright. If you actually watch how Charlo was able to get out of the fight, it was down to the fact that Korobov, once Charlo understood the distance and range and realized that the punches were coming in one direction, he actually could rely on the fact that Korobov was always going to be there when he throwed his punches at long range, whereas Willie Monroe not necessarily would have been there.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have been. Yeah, Willie Monroe would have been there, and he gets low a lot. He gets low.
I was just about this. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
he changes. Yeah. That's what I meant. Korobov's very upright, isn't it? He's very upright.
And Willie Monroe changes levels. But good comments.
That's why I think. That's why I think Andrade will give
Jermall problems.
Because he's always changing the levels, but he changes the levels backwards and forwards.
And on top of that, the angles of the shots, as well come. He changed the levels on that as well. That's why that's a problem fight for Jermall. But it's a fight Jermall can win. I'm not saying he can't win the fight, but it's a 50-50 fight. BoxingFirst Vlog, consistency in fighting. He said Neri should be up next. I'm assuming he means for Inui. Yeah, that's a good fight.
Neri moved up to super bantamweight, so that won't happen. They're trying to make Inui versus Casemiro. I know Casemiro knocked out Zolani Tete, and then he won on the weekend on the Charlo undercard. Yeah, and if they fight, I think that's a unification. So
yeah, that's a good fight. Stay Ready said whenever, just let me know, my man. That's what I'm talking about. Fritz, yo, this shit comment section lit right there. Fritz,
I'm ready to go. I'm ready. I'm here.
Okay. Laura is a very good boxer, but she's old enough to compete. All right, you kind of lost me with that one, Fritz. You going to come back in with that one. Supreme Crawford, who? he
What's that supposed to
Blunt. He gotta be talking about Blunt. Crawford. He gotta be talking about Blunt. Stay Ready. Inui is a monster. and it took me a while to come around, but I want to see him fight Casemiro. Yeah,
I just
that's
said
the
that.
fight. Yeah, that's stay ready. That's the fight. That's the fight
I
right
mean,
there.
when I saw Casemiro knock out Zolani Tete, and
Yeah, in the
I
fight
mean, like, I was
Saturday.
like, yeah, yeah, he just fought Saturday as well. I mean, he
Who was
fought
it?
well on
Duke
Saturday as
Micah?
well.
Yeah, I forgot the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
kid's name. I think Duke.
I
I think his
can't
name is
pronounce it.
Duke.
I
I
don't
think.
remember his name.
I think his name
But
Duke.
it wasn't. It was just a. It's a fight that Top Rank's been trying to make. Obviously,
Yeah.
you know, it's gonna be difficult, but it's for free. Is Casemiro's the WBO champion, and uh New is the IBF and WBA champion.
Uh.
Neri was the WBC champion, but he missed weight and moved up. So
Yeah.
that bantamweight division was hot though.
Yeah. Boxing first vlog, but Erod not the best. He could have fought
Uh,
out this way. Who was he talking about?
Emmanuel Rodriguez.
Oh,
Manuel Rodriguez was undefeated, and also you have to remember Manuel Rodriguez was in the World Boxing Super Series, so you have to
yeah,
fight
yeah,
who's in the World Boxing Super Series. And
yeah.
and Emmanuel Rodriguez, even though you say he wasn't the best, he's still fighting for a strap. You're fighting for a belt, so
Yeah.
you can't turn down the
Erod.
fight.
Yeah,
He's an
you
undefeated
couldn't.
fighter.
Yeah, you can't discredit him, especially during that time. Like he definitely earned his opportunity, and it was for a strap. Like so, yeah, he wasn't the best, but at that particular time, he was legit enough to get the, you know what I'm saying, like to get that shot.
Of course.
Charlie, do you think Andrade will fight Billy Joe Saunders? BJS called him out. Listen,
Be-
uh, if um if Billy Joe Saunders, ever since he's been off the asthma nasal spray, he ain't been looking right. He ain't been looking right, Charlie. And I'm just gonna leave it there. But I hope that fight happens. Stay ready, boxing.
And
Willie
one
is
second
Kenny.
before you even get to that,
Uh-huh.
when it comes to Billy Joe Saunders, you just need to take the J out of his name. It's just straight BS with Billy Joe Saunders. Like straight BS with
That's
Billy Joe Saunders.
funny. Stay ready, boxing. Willie is chinny. You can say that, but one thing I can say about Charlo, he paid attention to the tendencies of fighters. He didn't have a change
Facts.
game plan. No, we agree with that.
Facts.
100%.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
100%. 100%. I will, you
Facts.
know what, stay ready. I will say this though. If he beats Andrade, Jermall is pound for pound. Pound
Or
for
if
pound.
he
Facts.
beats Andrade, he could potentially be in my pound for pound. He won't be in my top 5, but he will be
He
in
would
my
be
pound for
six.
pound
Yeah,
top
he would be
6. You'll
six
be
to
like
ten. Six
you'll
to
be
ten.
above Errol
Facts.
Spence for me. You'll be above Errol Spence for me.
Yeah, yeah, he gets that victory. Yes. Boxing First Vlog says Willie Whiskers are questionable. That is facts. Will Stokes, Jamal's win changed my mind for the Boo Boo fight. I had Boo Boo before, but now I got Jamal. Yeah, I mean,
I
yeah,
get that, but let's not be too reactionary, Will Stokes. You got to look styles for styles, and Will Stokes, and Derevianchenko didn't present. Derevianchenko's a B fighter, and he'll always be a
yeah,
B fighter.
yeah, yeah.
A
That's
fighters
true.
can adjust when they realize things are going wrong, and that's the difference.
Yeah. Eric says Monroe can't crack. That's very true.
Can't crack.
Yeah. Supreme Crawford versus Brooke. Who you got? I mean Crawford, of course. Brooke. I mean, I whenever I think of Brooke, I'm like, I just wish he didn't take the Triple G fight. I like that's like that's
With me, you Brooke is the definition. If you ever want to see a boxing side chick, that's Brooke. Brooke is the definite. His whole entire career revolves around. If the sun is Amir Khan and the earth is Brooke, literally his life revolves around Amir Khan. The only reason
yeah.
why he took the Golovkin fight is because Amir Khan fought Canelo. So
Yeah, that's the only reason.
he's just so he literally just so obsessed with
He's
Amir
reaction.
Khan.
Yeah, he's reactionary. Like he was so reactionary to Amir Khan. But when I
This is
think of
the
Kell Brook, the three things I think of Kell Brook, I'm like, number one, he should have fought Earl Spence when he was supposed to, because I think he'd have had a good chance of beating Earl. Because that would have been before eye injuries and everything else. Number 2, he shouldn't have fought Triple G. And number 3, him not getting the Amir Khan fight is going to be the highlight of his career.
Exactly. You forget he had a belt and he still was in Amir Khan's shadows.
Yeah. Richard said, "Damn, Shane, you stole my joke. I was writing BJS more like BS." Will
Bro, great
Stokes
man trying to think alike.
Earl versus Jermell at 154.
I want to see what Errol can do at 147 first.
Yeah, I want to see what he can do at 47.
I mean, he ain't fought. Porter wasn't the best at 147, and he ain't fought Crawford, he ain't fought Pacquiao, he ain't fought Furman, and he ain't fought Garcia. So he's got so
Boots
much.
Will give him work. And Boots giving work. He got too much action at 147.
But Boots has got a lot to prove, though. He does have.
He got a lot
as much
to
as
prove, but
Boots is my favorite prospect, but he just to get to that A level. I know he's I know he has the potential to be A level, but he just needs to fight like a bigger name.
And Will, hold on. Supreme said chocolate brownies. Richard said, I think Jermell would bake Earl. You know what? The thing is,
that fight will never happen though.
That fight will never happen, but that fight will end up similar to Earl and Sean. That fight will look like that.
You think so? I think that fight will end.
Because Jermell,
I think that fight will look.
Jermell is hyped now over guys at 154. What you think he gonna do with a guy at 147 coming up? He gonna be twice as hyped. He gonna look just like Sean did. And it's gonna be up to Earl to turn into the counterpuncher in that fight. But I don't think that fight ever happens. I don't even want to really entertain it, but I don't think that fight happens. But if I had to guess, I would say Earl's a favorite. Earl is a favorite, but we don't know how he would fight at 154. So I mean, but I think Earl Spence style is only catered to 147. What he does at 147, I don't think he can do it at 154. He's not going to be able to get away with it. He's not going to be able to get away with it. So, man, this live was crazy. This live was crazy. It's hour, 36 minutes, 37 minutes. This live was absolutely crazy, man. First of all, y'all need to salute Shane because it is 2:00 in the morning. There,
2:05.
Yeah, it's 2:05.
And I'm ready. I could go for another hour. That's the funniest thing. This live was so good.
Shane is lit right now. Shane is lit right now.
I just wish Blunt was here.
Hold on. Will Stokes, I'm telling you guys, Brooke has a chance against Bud. I mean, 100%. Bud should win, but Brooke has something left in the tank for sure. Can I get at that real quick? Now, Will Stokes, if you were to say that on other channels, they probably would block you, all types of shit. Do I think Brooke has something left in the tank? Yeah, I think he got something left in the tank. It's just not Bud level in the tank. If he would fight, if Brooke fought like a Jermall James, Yordenis Ugas, something like that, then you could probably see Kell Brook, like at his max in terms of what he has.
But even if he fought someone, me personally, and I won't pick him to win this, but even if he fought Danny Garcia, I won't pick him to win, but I'll still give him a better chance.
That's a good fight. Yeah, that's a good fight. That's a real good fight.
But when you look at Crawford, the problem that I have with him is the fact that as long as I've known Kell Brook, he's never been the best at adjusting to fighters. Like if a fighter showed him, that's his problem.
That's his problem.
He fights one way and one way all the way, and I'm not a fan of Kell Brook.
Even when he fought Spence, he fought the same way. When he fought Sean, he fought the same way. Even when he fought Golovkin, he fought the same way. So that's his MO. He goes in his plan B is plan A, harder. You know what I'm saying?
And bro, let me ask you a question. This will put it into your brain. There is no way on earth, on God's green earth, you're putting Kell Brook to win more rounds than Crawford. So you're basically saying, in order for Kell Brook to win, he has to knock Crawford out. How much money would you put on him knocking Crawford out? Because he ain't winning more rounds than him. So how much
Yeah.
money would you put on him knocking Crawford out?
Bud is one of the Bud is when Bud, if it's not the first 3 rounds, Bud is one of the best in the business at winning rounds. He's one of the best in the business at winning
The
rounds.
fight's gonna look. You know what it's gonna look like? Victor Postal versus Crawford. That's what it's gonna look like. Victor Postal
I think
versus
it's going to
Crawford.
look like Crawford Khan. Be honest with
Nah, he won't. Nah, he won't. He won't. Crawford. Khan. Once Khan fought the power, Khan win. I don't think. Brook has a bit more heart than that.
you. Yeah, he has more heart, but I think it's going to end up being the same result. Eric,
And Kell Brook is slow as well. So
yeah. Eric said, "Who can answer this with a straight answer? What the blank is Canelo's weight class?" I can answer that. I can answer that, Eric, with a straight face. He fights at 160, depending on the opponent. 168, depending on the opponent. 175, depending on the opponent. His weight
I'll go one
class is
further.
uh-huh.
A guy told me, I swear on my life, a guy told me he worked for the Zone. He told me this, and you already know, like Jeff, that I speak to many people. Like we both speak to many people in the business, so it's not. You
Right.
know, I'm not talking rubbish. This guy told me this. If Andy Ruiz beat AJ, they were gonna make Canelo versus Andy Ruiz. I swear to you, I swear to God, they were gonna make that fight.
Yeah. Listen, I wouldn't put it past him. I think Canelo would have came in with bricks in his pocket at the weigh-in and would have been there probably at like 185, 190. And he'd have went into that fight with Andy Ruiz. That's crazy. That's crazy. Actually, and that's my first time hearing that. Shane hasn't told me that off camera. That's my first time hearing that, but that's crazy. Richard said Canelo, whatever he wants, pretty much. Richard, anywhere from 151 to 161. Richard, you were bugging. It's anywhere between 160 and 175. 160 and
He is
175.
not at 151. No way
He
can he
said
make
between
151.
151 and 200. 151 and 200. Bill Stokes said no way. Hey man, if that's what the zone guy told him, hey, I ain't gonna put it past. I ain't gonna put it past at all, man. But what we got scheduled for tomorrow, Shane? We got pound
Pound
for
for
pound
pound,
talk,
get Blunt on the live. Just get
pound for
Blunt on the
pound
live.
top
Just get
10.
Blunt on the live. Get Blunt on the
Boxing
live.
first vlog. He's gonna have to. Y'all not gonna want this live tomorrow. This is
You
gonna
don't
be
want to miss this
actually.
live. Trust me.
You
I
don't want
swear
to
to
miss this
God,
live,
you don't want to miss this live.
because it's gonna be a whole lot of yelling and I don't know. I mean, we gonna get to all the comments.
Educating.
It's gonna be
Educating.
I might even pull the lab coat out tomorrow. The weather's getting a little cooler. I might pull the lab coat out tomorrow. They don't want to see us go, yo. Will Stokes, Ruiz would smoke him. I'm pretty sure. I can't
I
even
mean, if you
break
look at
down
that
that
fat
fight.
Ruiz, that fat Ruiz that fought AJ, I don't even think he would catch Canelo. I'll be honest.
Yeah, Canelo would win by decision, yo. He would win by decision. Will Stokes, I can see Canelo beating certain heavyweights, but none of the top guys. Hey, Will, stop playing, man. Come on, man. We said we gonna do a live with you about heavyweights. We're not gonna talk about Canelo with heavyweights. Richard, pound for pound, you know I'm coming. Yeah, Richard, you gotta jump on tomorrow, man, because vlog said
You won't want to miss
Jermall
that.
Charlo's pound for pound #1. Richard, get your top 10, get your top 15.
Everybody get their top 10 ready.
Everybody get your top 10, get your top 15. If we like what you're talking about, we'll send you a link. We'll put you in. Richard said, I got notes. Okay. And Eric said, what
What
time
time is
is the
the live?
live? Okay, so tomorrow we're gonna shoot for, just to be on the safe side, I'm gonna say 7. I had to cook.
What? Okay. What's
Yeah,
7 my time? What's 7 my time?
7 your time is 12 your time. So it'll be between 6:30 and 7 my time, which would be between 11:30 and 12 your time, Shane. So that's for Will and
I have to cook as well tomorrow, to be honest.
that's cool.
Blunt has to get cooked.
Oh, hold on. We might have to get Stay Ready on too. Charlo was not number 1, but he top 5.
Oh my God.
Yeah, Stay Ready. You gonna have to come on, good brother.
You have to come on the live
Hold
tomorrow. I'm
on,
sorry.
hold on. Are you talking about Jermall?
Neither.
Let's get that out of the way. I know neither, but if he's gonna say anybody's in his pound for pound list, I would rather him say Jermall than Jermell.
Oh, come on, guys, man. Stay ready. Get on the live as well.
Stay ready. You gonna have to jump on tomorrow, player.
Okay.
You gonna have to jump
Before
on,
we
brother.
close this off, I'm putting a disclaimer out. Anybody, after I put my questions and my queries out there, anybody who can answer my questions and then justify how he's number 1 after answering my questions, I'm willing. I don't know what I'm willing to do, but I'm willing to put a wager. Wait.
Yo,
I'm willing to put a wager on anybody in the live that you will not be able to prove my points wrong. I'm willing to put a wager on anyone. Blunt,
listen,
anybody.
So this might be a packed lie tomorrow. Blunt gonna be on. We're gonna see if we can Stay Ready Boxing on. He's gonna have to explain. I don't know what mall he's talking about. I don't know what Charlo he's talking about. He said, "Oh, hold on. I gotta get this. Hold on. Richard said, I had respect for Stay Ready until that comment. Will Stokes, neither Charlo top 10 for me, but they could be there in the future. I lean more towards that. Richard laughing, Stay Ready. Jermell, because it's only 8 unified champions in boxing. Jermell has fought just about every style in boxing.
That's a lie. Oh, Jeff jumped off. Or is it me that jumped off? Wow. I didn't even know I could be on live by myself. But tell me if you just see me on the live, or is it Jeff that's still on?
Yo, my bad, bro. I clicked the button. My fault. Hold on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. I pressed the button by accident. My fault. Stay ready. Say that for tomorrow. Because you know what? Stay Ready know his boxing. I think with Stay Ready, I think we can have a casual conversation about that. We can have a hardcore conversation about that. And I think he gonna come down. You got to remember, Stay Ready's from Texas. He's from Texas. So I gotta give him that. He's from Texas and he knows the Charlos. He knows them. So he can come on tomorrow and we gonna have a nice little conversation about that. He said he's looking at accomplishments. We gonna get into that, bro. We gonna get into that. Richard said, Shane, tell him.
Richard, listen. I'm just waiting for Jeff. I'm just waiting for Jeff to take me off the leash. As soon as Jeff takes me off the leash, everything's getting eaten. It's over. It's over. It's over.
Hold on. Stay Ready said no. I didn't say he's seen them all. I say in current styles in the sport, he has seen most. Listen, bro. That part, like as far as styles, he's fought the boxer, he's fought the counterpuncher, he's fought the tall guy, he's fought the shorter guy. Like he's fought a lot of different styles. Like I will give you that.
Okay,
he's fought a lot of different styles, but not
Jeff. This is where he's gonna make a mistake, because you shouldn't give up your argument so early. Because now I'm gonna give you some research. So tomorrow, make sure I'm gonna give you some fighters who you're gonna come with your top 10, and I'm gonna ask you your premise for why Jermall Charlo is in your top 10. I'm gonna give you 5 fighters that meets your criteria of top 10 or criteria of pound for pound that you haven't put in your list. Because anything Charlo's done, I can name you 5 fighters off the dome right now who's not going to be in your list who you haven't named pound for pound. I can do off the dome right now, but I'm going to save it for tomorrow. So when I ask you that, I just hope you have an explanation for why Charlo's on it and whoever I bring up is not on it. I'm just saying
Oh
that.
man, I can't wait, man. Like I can't wait. Hold on. He said Richard said I'm from PR. He's from Puerto Rico. He said I can't come on. I got my radio show tomorrow from 7 to 10. You know what, bro? Send us the link. We'll jump on your joint.
Yeah.
We'll jump on your
Facts.
joint. My joint, listen, my joint will probably be done before yours is done. Send me a link. We'll jump on yours. We'll come to your live, show you some love. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Eric said, last question from me, Maul or Triple G. Who was taking it? I got Maul in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, if it's the same Golovkin that I saw fight Derevinchenko, I'll probably go with Jermall as well.
Maul for sure. He said I haven't gave up my argument yet. Hey, bro, we gonna talk about it. But you know what? Stay ready. You're not the only one that said that. There's a lot of people that's saying that. So we can talk.
Everybody's saying it because everybody has this. Everybody has this reactionary mentality. Everybody has this reactionary mentality.
Go ahead. Hold on. What? Give me a minute. You don't go to bed anyway. Will Stokes said, Eric, I'd have to take Jermall after the weekend.
Another example of a reactionary mentality.
Taking Triple G, yeah. Richard, growling and shit. Shane, just remember I'm on your side until you say something ridiculous.
Richard, I'm Einstein. Einstein don't ever say anything that he can't prove.
Stay ready. Said Canelo, Arrow, Bud, Loma, Jermell, Pac-Man, top 6.
Oh my God,
that's his top 6. Write it down.
Wait. Stay ready. Have you just realized that you haven't put Usyk in your top 6? Have you realized? Maybe you've done that by accident. I'm just saying that you realize you haven't put Usyk in your top 6.
Usyk is not in his top 6. Anui's not in his top 6. He got Pac-Man.
Don't say anything. Don't say anything else because we will save this for another time. Oh God,
he said
this is gonna be the.
He said, let's go steady. Stay ready said, no, it's a radio show, not on YouTube. Actual radio station.
Dope.
That's what's up. Yo,
that's
I know,
dope. That's dope.
Can we call in?
You can call in. I can't call in. I'm in England.
Shane in the UK, but yo, give me the number. I'm calling into that joint for sure. Stay ready. I have a radio show every Thursday, 7 to 10. Listen, go check Stay Ready. Out.
That's dope. That's dope. Stay ready. It's all love. It's all love. Anyway.
Love. Stay ready is all. He already knows it's all love. Stay ready. Triple G was.
What happened to your audio?
Tell your mom I'm not you up. I'm gonna make the cookies. Tell her I'm come up in a minute. Hold on. I had to handle business. Stay ready. I have an issue with Triple G with him making statements. Black fighters don't sell. I mean, be honest with you. I mean, I think a lot of black fighters don't get the opportunity to sell. I think Floyd just destroyed the market.
I was about to say Floyd sells and AJ sells, so I think they're both black. So
okay, come on. Yeah, Floyd sells. AJ sells. Who else? No.
Stay ready. When you see my pound for pound top 15, I will justify every single person's place, and you will end up having to. All I just want is to. All I want you to do is after this discussion, whenever you see it, is I want you to say, you know what, Shane, you're 100% right. You're 100% correct. That's all I want you to say. I just want validation.
You ain't going. Well, you probably not gonna get that from him, but. Hold on. He said he don't have heavyweights on his list. You know what, bro? A lot of people say that. A lot of people say they don't put.
Well, that's that. I see people who say that, but then I actually feel like that's a very silly thing to do, because if someone was to say who's the best fighter in boxing, to me, they're basically saying who's the best fighter pound for pound. If someone say who's the best fighter in boxing, period, point blank, period, just overall best boxer, disregarding weight classes, are you not gonna include the heavyweight? Of course, you have to include them because they have to be considered as a fighter.
Yeah, we can.
That's
I mean, it's personal preference, but I actually want to hear from people why they don't put heavyweights in a top 10. We got more comments. So Eric says, I guess in denial, but I think Jacobs and Triple G have seen their better days. Uh, I mean,
I don't even know.
I think it's at a point you can't just put them in against anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to be very careful on who they go up against. You know what
Well,
I mean?
that's a fact because
For example,
Eddie
you
Hearn
want to
refused.
put like Danny Jacobs, like maybe 2-3 years ago, I would have put him up against Caleb Plant with no problem. Like I would be hesitant to put him up against Caleb Plant right now.
It's like Eddie Hearn has Golovkin and Andrade, but he still hasn't put them in a fight, and that's an easy
Yeah, I just think
unification.
you're selective in terms of who they fight, which means they're on the downside, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. Stay Ready said yes, you can call in. I'm definitely calling in. Will Stokes, Loma, Canelo, Newey, Crawford, Usyk, top 5 for me.
That they
Um,
pick themselves, really, to be fair.
yeah, Supreme about to take it down, fam. Till next time, G5 Jesse B, baby. You already know. And Stay Ready said, and I do have a call-in line on my channel as well. I'll call into that too. Richard said, love it. Make the damn cookies. I love kids. Kid, you doing something important? Yeah, pretty much. I done got called out by everybody. She's supposed to be in bed. She's been waiting on me to make these cookies. Stay Ready. Triple G made that comment, him and Abel Sanchez, and he ducked Andre Ward, and he currently ducking Jermall and Andre.
Facts.
That's facts. That's 100% facts. Eric, I see Devin as a cash cow in the future. I disagree with that. Cash cow is a big word.
Yeah.
Very good fighter, yes, but to think about it, if the zone is supposed to last, how is he gonna be the cash cow? You know what I'm saying? They don't have pay-per-view. Cash cow is affiliated with pay-per-view. Am I right?
I don't even see that this whole term of cash cow thing. It ain't gonna happen for now anyway, because after Canelo leaves boxing, no promotional company is ever gonna put themselves in a position where they're gonna allow a fighter to have so much pulling power and control over their career, to the point where they can actually start taking them to court and stuff. Like, if you look at how people are controlling the fighters now, and Al Heyman controls his fighters, Top Rank controls their fighters, Eddie Hearn controls most of his fighters, and his cash cows, the control level of promoters is increased. So I don't see that happening.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, you see what Canelo going through right now, going to court.
Exactly.
I don't know who's in his ear, but he's gonna lose that case heavy. Um, but Richard said, "How do you not have the Gypsy King?" I'll wait till tomorrow. Yeah, let's wait till
He's in my
tomorrow.
top 10. So yeah,
Yeah,
we'll wait till tomorrow.
we'll wait till tomorrow. Will Stokes only heavyweights pound for pound are Usyk and Fury, maybe. I think. We'll say that for tomorrow. Uh, Stay Ready. That's a different argument. Pound for pound is different than best fighter. You got to look at it like this: the best heavyweight fighter beats every weight division because they are the baddest man on the planet. Um,
Okay, but then you can say that about cruiserweights, because I would put Brady in with every fighter on the planet, and he would win. So it still doesn't make a difference. You can say that about cruiserweights. If you put Canelo in with Beterbiev, he's gonna knock, but Canelo's gonna get knocked out. But it doesn't mean that he's not pound for pound higher. So I don't see how that makes sense, because you can use that with a new ways in people's pound for pound list, but a new way can't fight. A new way will lose to Jermall James, and Jermall James is a ordinary
so
welterweight. So that's just
that's I'll let Stay Ready clarify, but I'm assuming he's talking about like with heavyweights. I guess some people feel like heavyweights pound talent wouldn't translate to like if they had to fight like other people in other weight classes, because pound for pound is basically your skills pound for pound against somebody else's. So that's, I mean,
Okay, so then how could wait? Okay, so if that's the case, then are you saying Usyk doesn't have pound for pound skills? Is that what you're saying? Because if you're saying your skills, that means you're basically saying Usyk has less skills than Jermall Charlo.
Yeah,
That's what you're
I
basically
think
saying.
there's a few exceptions to the rule. I think Usyk is just one of those guys. It's just an exception.
How
'Cause he
could a man
got
be
skills.
undisputed at a weight class, and then all of a sudden not be pound for pound? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I mean it's really that's something up for discussion. Hold on a second. Will Stokes says, "Stay ready." Yeah, power is what makes pound for pound tricky. Um, he said, "Send me a link real quick." Hold on.
Who's that?
Stay ready. Hold on.
Okay. We can go on for another hour. I don't even mind.
Hold on. Let me stay ready. Stay ready. Boom, boom, boom. My back on. Yeah.
Can I go? Can I?
Will Stokes said, "Hold up." So you got Bradis and Beterbiev over Canelo, and yet you got Canelo over Ruiz. Chain.
Okay, so when I was talking about the Canelo over Ruiz, obviously it was in jest. You can't take that serious. Obviously, it was a joke. That's why I said if it was the Canelo over the Ruiz that fought AJ, he wouldn't catch him, referring to the fact that he was that fat. But Bradis and Beterbiev, obviously they'll beat Canelo. They give it Bradis. Canelo will be giving up like 40 pounds. Like Bradis fights at 200 pounds, Beterbiev fights at 175 pounds, and by the time they rehydrate, they're putting on another 20, 30 pounds. Yeah. So of course, they'll beat Canelo.
Stay ready came back in. He said that's not what I'm saying. He said Usyk is one hell of a fighter. Same reason they put Loma over Bud and pound for pound. Hold on, he got right now. That's what I'm talking about. Hold on.
Dope.
What's going on? I just had to turn my YouTube off. What's going on?
What's going on, big bro?
What's up? What's up?
Good, you sitting at the house. We ain't doing Smoke City tonight, so I got time. I can jump on for a little bit.
Okay,
bro, it's all good. It's all good. I want you to just justify your opinion.
Yeah, no, I know your shit, bro.
So this is my point. It has nothing to do. So the reason pound for pound was made was to justify why Sugar Ray Robinson was the best fighter in boxing. Because at the time you had other heavyweights in boxing and they were known as the best fighters. But what Sugar Ray Robinson was doing was beating. Sugar Ray Robinson even moved up to heavyweight to fight a heavyweight. He lost because he got dehydrated. I watched that fight. He had a heat stroke in the ring. I almost died. But you got those fighters. So when you're looking at it, like, check this out. If you had, let's go back to the era of Tyson and Lennox Lewis and Evander Holyfield. If you take Evander Holyfield, yes, he was a cruiserweight, but once he moved up to heavyweight, he proved himself. Name another fighter in that time that could have moved up to beat Evander Holyfield. He was the baddest man on the planet until he fought Lennox Lewis. And I don't think nobody cruiserweight could have compared to what Lennox Lewis was doing or what Mike Tyson was doing. You see what I'm saying? Now, the heavyweight crop that we have right now is slim pickings.
Okay, so
true. Like Yoka is coming up. That's going to be a bad somebody. Philip Hargrove is coming up. That's going to be somebody nice. You got even Tyson Fury. However long he's going to stay in the sport, he's the best heavyweight right now. Deontay Wilder. I don't see any of these. It ain't too many cruiserweights that can come up and beat Deontay Wilder right now. It's hard for me to put heavyweights on my list because I look at that when I keep heavyweights separate because those are strictly in heavyweight. Anybody can get knocked out. As talented as Usyk is, Usyk can go up against Anthony Joshua. He can get knocked. He can be beating the hell out of Ruiz and catch a punch and get knocked out. and then he'll drop off your pound for pound list.
Can I?
Okay,
hold on,
okay.
Shane, hold on, Shane. Let me ask you something real quick.
All right.
Stay ready. If you had to make an exception in terms of the putting heavyweights in the pound for pound list, would Usyk be one of those guys?
No, but bro, the reason why I wouldn't even ask you that, I wouldn't even let you ask that question, is because in response to what you said was, I understand everything you said, and I know why you say it, but this is why I would say I would 100% disagree. It's one thing if he moves up to heavyweight, but you got to understand that you put Crawford in your pound for pound list. Crawford is my favorite fighter in boxing, but Crawford hasn't done anything at 147 to be in the pound for pound list. You're giving him credit based off what he's done at 140 and 135. So why are we not using that same logic to apply for Usyk? Usyk was undisputed at cruiserweight. So why is his accolades at cruiserweight?
I'm gonna use your same argument against you. Usyk been in heavyweight for over a year. He hasn't done nothing to keep going. He fought one heavyweight fighter, and he's been up there over a year now.
Okay, but this is my point. Even if that's the case, you also have to. He still was at cruiserweight he was undisputed at cruiserweight. So even if he hasn't fought in a year, or he's only fought one person in a year, he's still got enough work at cruiserweight.
But Shane, that's why I asked him the question.
And see, here's the thing: he only got one defense at undisputed. That was against Tony Bellew.
But this is the difference. He's beaten more. He won all. When he was at cruiserweight, he won. He had more. He won all his titles against champions. He didn't win vacant belts. He won them against champions.
He was in the World Boxing Super Series. Yeah. He was in the World Boxing Super Series. Yeah.
No, but his first belt wasn't in the World Boxing Super Series. He fought Hakan, he won it, and then he fought Gassiev, and he fought Bradis. He won his titles against champions. So
but Shane, to me, that's why I asked him. That's why stay ready. That's why I asked. That's why I'm glad you jumped on. That's why I asked the question. I said, if you were to make an exception for a heavyweight, would it be Usyk because of what he did at a lower weight class?
If I was to make an exception, it would be Usyk and it would be Tyson Fury.
Okay.
But this is the thing. I would have Usyk and Tyson Fury in my pound for pound, but this is why I feel like it's a bit unfair. Because when you look at when you bear everything in mind, you have to look at the context of their career. Over the past year, all Lomachenko's done is beat Luke Campbell. That's all Lomachenko's done.
Yeah.
Over the past year, wait one second. Over the past year, all Crawford's done is beat Amir Khan. Over the past year, like majority of these fighters who would be in most people's top 10 haven't fought great fighters. I mean, to me, like this time last year, Jermall Charlo was coming off a loss. So how can that be over someone who was undisputed, who beat everybody in the division? That don't make sense to me.
But see, the only reason it doesn't make sense is because you're still putting them in your top 5. Like I'm discounting heavyweights because I got them in a different list on their own. Like if you were to ask me right now top 5 heavyweights, I can give them to you.
Hold on, Shane. He said if he was to put heavyweights in his list, he said it would be Usyk and
okay. So I would change my argument then. My argument now is why is heavyweights not in your list? In fact, why is heavyweights not in your list under the understanding that I know you're saying that this doesn't mean that they're the best. Okay, so we're going pound for pound. So why is heavyweights not in your list? And I know they created it, I heard the Ray Robinson stuff and stuff like that. I get that. But why is heavyweights not in your list under the context of boxing right now when you have fighters like Tyson Fury, who's, in my opinion, beaten the best fighters in his era? Why would he not be in your pound for pound list?
I started watching boxing. I'm an 80s baby. I started watching boxing at a real young age. And me learning the sport throughout the years, I always stuck with what I was taught watching the sport. And even being in the presence of a lot of these boxing coaches and things like that, who explained it to me. So I listen to when I don't know something and I got questions, I go to a lot of these boxing coaches, like Ronnie Shields. That's one of the guys I can call right now on the phone and ask him something, and he'll tell me. You know, so I always look out to these boxing coaches, and they're on the rules as far as pound for pound goes. It's pound for pound means you have that skill level. You proven that your skill, that your style of boxing is the best, and they have on whose styles are the best. And when you look at heavyweight, the reason they didn't have heavyweight in it is because they was trying to find who are the best fighters outside of the heavyweight division. Because when Sugar Ray Robinson and Muhammad Ali, or before Muhammad Ali, during those times, Joe Louis was the best fighter. Period. When nobody beating Joe Louis, you know, right. Even Jersey Joe Walcott, he beat Joe Louis. Joe Louis came back and knocked him out. They wasn't thinking about them. They was trying to figure out a way that they can make Sugar Ray Robinson known for what he's doing down here at middleweight. He was knocking out everybody. He was he had a streak of 99 straight wins with no losses.
Okay, so I cool. So sorry to cut you off. It's not even that. I feel like I didn't make my point good enough. So
you did. I was just trying to go, and this is why I'm saying that. With the current state of boxing right now, even though it's not the same as it was back in the day, I still go off for that same period. Nobody ever changed the rules. They
okay, but I feel like they have. I feel like they have because when you go by Ring Magazine do have heavyweights in there. Ring Magazine do have heavyweights in there.
I don't go by Ring Magazine because Ring Magazine is really biased as hell.
No. The only reason why I said that is because I agree. Ring Magazine's biased. The only reason why I used Ring Magazine was because I was just referring to rules, and no other governing body in boxing has pound for pound. So the only one that does have pound for pound is Ring Magazine, and Ring Magazine do have heavyweights in there. But even when you're looking at skill for skill, when you're looking at skill for go on.
Hold on, let me stay ready. Let me ask you this real quick. Yo. I'm an 80s baby as well. Shane a young pup, even though he know that he's a young pup. Do you feel like and you know, with us having YouTube channels, we run into the 80s babies, the 70s babies, and then we run into the younger crowd. Do you feel like right now, when you mention pound for pound, do you feel like it needs to be two different lists made? One with heavyweights and one without. You think is a problem with that? And do you think more people should actually do that? Because I'm glad that we talking about this because we have. If you ask 10 different people about pound for pound, you're gonna have 5 people to say they don't put heavyweights in it.
Yeah, I've seen it all week. I've seen it literally
all week long. All week long. So it's so what you're saying is not is not an argument that hasn't been heard. That's actually the majority. Somebody that put heavyweights in it is in the minority. So stay ready. Your opinion is actually the more popular opinion when it comes down to pound for pound. But I think bridging the gap between some of the older fight fans and some of the younger fight fans, do you think we need to kind of incorporate two different pound for pound lists, one with heavyweights and one without?
But you know why I disagree is because when you go back in the boxing, you have, let me see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 glamour divisions, right?
Say that again.
It's 4 glamour divisions when you look at boxing.
Yes.
135, 147, 160, and the heavyweight division.
Correct.
So when you look at that, you're looking at all the like right now in boxing, no matter what, 147 has always been the hot spot. Even when the heavyweights were doing their thing, 147 was still the hot spot. 160 falls off here and there, 135 falls off here and there. But heavyweights have always been what kept the sport going. So when you make a list for your top heavyweights, is helping people understand or start getting people to learn more about those fighters at heavyweight. Okay, who is this guy? Who is this guy? I feel like they should be separated because, like right now, we sitting here talking. I can name 5 of the top heavyweights in boxing right now, and the majority of the people that are casual fans can maybe only name you 3: Joshua, Wilder, and Fury. But without them, they don't know anything about Dillian White. They don't know anything about. Matter of fact, I'm gonna go down. They don't know anything about Manuel Charlo. They don't know anything about Philip Hargrove, who's coming up. They don't know anything about FL Jogbo. They don't know anything about They don't know anything about Usyk because the cruiserweight gets no shine at all.
Facts. But can I?
Me speaking on 118, it's a lot of people that don't know anything about not 118. I say 122 because there's a lot of people that don't know Maine Midget Williams and the guys down there. We're looking at the sport from somebody who we sit and watch boxing all day. Because even when I don't have a fight, I'll go back and watch old fights. I'll go find some of them foreign fights. I love going back and watch old fights. I was watching Oscar De La Hoya and Noriega yesterday. I was watching Trinidad and what's the name yesterday.
Stay ready. You see one of the things that I find now. I understand the point you're making about not having heavyweights in when you talk about skill for skill, because I agree, pound for pound, the heavyweight division has the least amount of skill because of the power. The power always gets them out. So I agree with that. But when you have someone like Usyk and Fury, to me, there is not a massive disparity between skill. Because I would look at it and I would say, in my personal opinion, Usyk is more skillful than Jermall Charlo. I don't care what weight class he is. He's more skillful than him. I don't care what weight class he is.
Usyk is one hell of a fighter. Usyk is the grown man version of Lomachenko.
Right. I think he's better.
I don't think nothing better. Huh? You think he's better?
I think he's better. I think he's better.
I don't, because Usyk is a tad bit slower. But the speed of Lomachenko makes him better because the way he's able to hit those angles. Why he keep his front foot on the outside of his opponents so he can hit those angles right. That's what makes him different.
You know what I would say about Usyk? I would say Usyk takes a better shot than Lomachenko. Usyk takes a hell of a shot.
Yes, I can honestly say that he does, because Tony Bellew did rock him a couple times. Even though,
and so did Bradis. So did Bradis as well. Bradis as well.
That's good shots in too.
Bradis did it. What was his name? Gassy. He did it.
Gassiev.
Gassy. I thought he was finna go down. But
yeah. Right.
But he got himself together.
And another thing is, you also got to remember, like, when you look at Usyk, and let's say, for example, you brought up the example of Holyfield. So when you look at Holyfield and you looked at how he moved up to heavyweight, he fought Riddick Bowe, he fought Lennox Lewis, he fought Mike Tyson, and he accomplished at heavyweight and cruiserweight. I just look at it and imagine if Usyk went up to heavyweight and beat the likes of a Fury or AJ or Wilder. Just hypothetical. Would you still not have him in your pound for pound list because he's a heavyweight?
You know what he'll be? No, I wouldn't. I'd have him. He's the baddest. See, that's where we get that term, baddest man on the planet. That is the number one heavyweight. He is the baddest man on the planet. Nobody's beating him.
You know what? I see where both of y'all are coming from. Because the heavyweight division is supposed to be, like the baddest man on the planet. I guess that's kind of why, like, you take somebody like Vlad Klitschko, he never really got the respect at heavyweight because of his style. He has a jab first, jab grab type style. That's what he does. You know what I'm saying? But you take a guy like Tyson. Go ahead. A guy like Tyson. A guy like Lennox Lewis.
Yeah, definitely.
Lennox Lewis in his younger days when he was killing shit. Riddick Bowe.
But we're talking about fighters who implemented a lot of size to win fights. They didn't use skill and power to win fights. Usyk uses raw skill to win fights.
Check this out. Look at Tony Yoka. He fights like Andre Ward. That's a skillful ass heavyweight that's coming up in the ranks.
He's also on the juice as well, just to say. He's also on the juice. Just to say that. Continue. Sorry to cut you.
You're talking about skill. That's a skillful heavyweight.
No, he's very skillful.
It's a rarity. It's a rarity, but you have a lot of them that come up, and then you have a matter of fact, Chris Bird. That's probably the most skillful heavyweight I'd ever seen.
Yeah,
And Chris Bird was a skillful guy. I was talking about it with my dad
He was
today.
knocking people out like that. He was going in winning fights.
I mean, okay. I mean, in my personal opinion, I just feel like even without heavyweights, Charlo still won't be in my top 10. Even without heavyweights, Charlo won't be in my top 10. Even without heavyweights.
But see, you know what? Everybody have their opinion and arguments, and you know, I get everybody arguments, but you know, just me personally, I got Jermall Charlo at 5.
Let me ask you this: when you say he's top 5, is it the belts? Is it the belts?
I look at belt. I also look at what he did in a controversial decision in a loss that he had with Tony Harrison. And we all know Tony Harrison was the better boxer. I'm giving y'all that. And the Charlo brothers are some of my favorite fighters, but Tony Harrison is the better boxer. He went back in that next fight and took him out. He went on a headhunt and said, "That's what I plan on doing."
Okay,
I'm not gonna win for the judges, so I got to take it in my own hands.
Okay, stay ready. I'm glad you said that because, as I said, I got another fighter who done the exact same thing. And he's a free-weight world champion. He lost to Rung Vasai. He ran it back and he beat Rung Vasai. Estrada. Why is Estrada not in your top? And he's a unified champion. So why is Estrada not? He was a unified champion.
I like Estrada. I do.
What has Jermall Charlo done to be above Estrada?
What have Estrada done? How many? How can I put this? What's the best way to ask this question? Has Estrada's a 3-weight class, but he ain't clean out of division either, has he?
Naba has Jermell.
Nah.
Naba is Jermell.
Jermell is technically then cleaned out the division.
No, he hasn't.
I agree with that.
Jeff.
I think if you want to say like he has 3, he's out of the 4 belts, right?
Yeah.
He has 3 out of the 4 belts. Doesn't mean he's cleaned out the division.
No, I get it. So y'all tell me this. Nothing against Patrick. He's a paper champion, and y'all know that he's a paper.
Why? Why is he a paper champion?
Because Hyman McGill was a WBO champion. He dropped the belt. Patrick Sheriff.
Okay, but Jermell won a vacant belt as well. Jermell didn't beat a champion to win. He won a vacant belt. The WBC belt that he won was vacant.
He beat. But how many times has he defended that title? Here's the thing.
Okay, but it was still vacant.
No, this is what. So you got to give me. Let me answer that question for you first. Everybody, just because you want a vacant belt, don't make you a paper champion. But if you haven't done nothing to prove that you deserve to have that belt, you a paper champion. He hasn't done nothing.
He won it this year though. He only won it in March.
He hasn't had a stage.
He only won it in March.
And then he was supposed to fight Brian Castano, and they called that fight off. So now he's supposed to fight somebody.
Is that supposed to go to purse bid? Hold on, Shane. Ain't that supposed to go to purse bid?
No. From what I heard currently is that he's about to go fight Costa Zoo's son, Tim.
Yeah, Tim Zoo.
Because they had the fight scheduled, but it ended up they called the fight because of Corona. So WBO is not sanctioning the Tszyu fight yet, but he's trying his hardest to get that fight. But Brian Castano is caping to get his shot.
Either way. In my personal opinion, for you to clear out the division, you have to beat the general consensus number, the best fighters in that division.
When he beat John Jackson,
he didn't beat Munguia, he didn't beat Andrade, he didn't beat Castano. There's 3 fighters that was undefeated at his weight class he didn't beat. So how can he be the best in the division?
So hold on. So just like you said that. He didn't beat Andrade because Andrade pulled out the fight, and Andrade was a champion at the time, and that's Andrade's fault for pulling out the fight.
But he didn't win.
But hold on,
he didn't win.
Hold on, he dug Jermell and then moved up. That's 1. Number 2, Castano is still coming up. He hasn't even had a chance to fight Castano yet. He's gonna fight Castano. I guarantee you, he's gonna fight Castano. 3, he didn't. Who did you call out?
I said Teixeira. So you said he's cleaned out the division. They're 3 undefeated fighters.
Hyman McGill was ducking him. He called out Hyman. He called out Hyman. Hyman ducked him. And I'm a Hyman fan.
But this is the thing. This is the thing. This is the thing. Wait, this is the thing, though. This is the thing.
But you gotta look at that. You gotta add that. You got people backing this man.
Okay, but I hold Lomachenko to the same regard. Let me tell you why I hold Lomachenko to the same regard. Lomachenko will never be pound for pound #1 until he beats the best of the division. He was at 130, he didn't beat the best. 126, he didn't beat the best. 135, he didn't beat the best. And I hold Jermell to the same regard. Rung Vasai was the best at Estrada's weight class, and he beat him. Yeah, I can. Rung Vasai was so why is Rung Vasai not in your? Why is Estrada not in your pound for pound? Because Rung Vasai was the best in weight class.
I didn't say he wasn't in my pound. He's just not top 5.
But he should be above. He should be above Jermell because he's a freeweight world champion.
In your opinion, he should be above Jermell. In my opinion,
no, because I'm using your rules. And they apply for Estrada as well.
The only rule that I gave you was on the heavyweights. I haven't even gave you my.
No, you gave me a rule. You gave me a rule. You gave me a rule. 1 second, Jeff. Just 1 second. You gave me a rule about Charlo, him being 2-weight, him having 3 belts, and I gave you a person who had 3 belts and also lost the fight. I ran it back and won.
In a division that's loaded. Estrada's division ain't loaded. Jermall Charlo went through hell getting them. And everybody he's fighting is top level opponent. Hold on, and watch this. Even Austin Trout is one hell of an opponent. Whether anybody want to disagree with it or not, Austin Trout is an opponent that's gonna make anybody look bad, whoever you fight.
Stay ready. Hold on.
All right.
Just a second. BoxingFirst Vlog in the building. Bro, you got something clicking in the background?
It might be something, man. I don't know. Hold on.
It sounds like a TV on.
He might have us on the device as well. He might have the live on as well.
Live on the computer?
No, on my phone, yeah. I mean, yeah. All right, there you go. It's all.
There we go. All right. Hold on. Let me ask Stay Ready something real quick before I get vlog. Stay Ready.
Man, I ain't gonna be in here that long, bro. First of all, let me say this. My dude used a lot of my arguments to say right now Jermell is pound for pound best fighter on the planet. He has the consistency to prove it. You can't tell me some dude fighting 1 time a year is the best fighter on the planet and he's not fighting the elite competition at 147.
He ain't saying he was the best fighter on the planet, Vlog.
Y'all saying Crawford is.
No, I'm damn sure not.
Well, I'm talking about
Okay, so wait. We're gonna give someone credit for fighting someone who nobody regarded in their pound for pound list. Nobody even regarded as the best in the division. Rosario was on anybody's. Nobody had Rosario as the best in the division. Nobody had Harrison as the best in the division. How can you be pound for pound #1? You did not beat the best in the division.
All right, stop right there. Now, how can you regard Crawford as pound for pound? Who in 147?
Undisputed.
You not letting me?
Go on.
Right now, everybody got Crawford pound for pound best fighter on the planet outside of a Lomo or somebody like that. That said, who has Crawford fought at 147 and fought these fighters consistently to prove he's the best 147 fighter on the planet outside of being the best fighter on the planet, period? Jermell Crawford's record in the past 3 years has him in the pound for pound.
Can I answer that question?
Okay.
Firstly, when there was a pound for pound, when you consider pound for pound, why does it have to be narrowed down to the last 3 years? That's the first thing. And the second thing is, when you look, wait 1 second, when you look at the fact of Crawford's career, he was undisputed at 140 and he was a unified champion at 135. Two things that Jermell's never done. He's a freeweight world champion. Wait 1 second. 1 second. Can I finish? Free-weight world champion. Those are 3 things I've just listed that Jermell's never done. Okay, I'll
beating who?
Victor Postal,
beating who?
Gamboa.
Beating who?
Victor Postal, Gamboa.
You talking about Gamboa? Who you talking about? What name is on Crawford's record that is to be highly respected as a complete victory?
Let me hold on.
But then what name is Charlo?
Hold on. He just ran you a bunch of names out of 154. He just mopped the division.
Hold on, let
Let's
me
not up in the division.
Hold up. Stay ready. Get in real quick. Go ahead, bro.
He had a chance to fight Rougarou and didn't. Rougarou done called him out multiple times while he was at 140, and he reluctantly ducked Rougarou. And I'm being 100%.
Okay. Why did he duck Root? How did he duck Prograde? Tell me how he ducked Prograde, because this term of duck is very frustrating.
Well,
how did he duck him?
Prograde was the top 5 in IBF. He was top 5 in the IBF as far as his ranking goes.
Okay.
He was trying to get his shot. He was steady fighting, and he was steady trying to get Crawford. I'm down here with Rougarou. I fuck with his coach, Coach Bobby and Coach Aaron.
Prograde is one of my favorite fighters. But this is the difference with Prograde. Me personally, when you got a man in the division who's undisputed, he's got all the belts. For you to be that, you have to have some form of pull. There was nothing that Prograde had at that time that he needed. So what he should have done was work towards a mandatory position, and he didn't. He decided to cherry pick his way through his way. I love Prograde, but he cherry picked his way to where he is now, and then he waited until Crawford moved up to then fight for a belt that Crawford already had. So go on.
Oh, let me get in here real quick.
Go on.
As far as the Jermall Charlo argument, I guess this question can go to Stay Ready and BoxingFirst Vlog. Comment then a question. Just because a guy has multiple belts does not mean that they're pound for pound. Rosario had multiple belts. He's in nobody's pound for pound. Jarrett Hurd had multiple belts. He was in nobody's pound for pound. J-Rock had multiple belts. He was in nobody's pound for pound. Danny Roman, same thing. Can we agree on that before I go forward? We can agree on that.
We can.
Can we agree on that?
Yeah, I agree on that. But my argument isn't about the belts.
Okay, so that leads me to my question. If it's not about the belts, right? If it's not about the belts, now this can go to vlog. A win over Jason Rosario gets you pound for pound number one. If it's not about the belts,
it's not even about the what he did in the fight. To me, it's about what he's showing. His ability in the ring, his accomplishments support his ability in the ring. We talking about pound for pound. We ain't talking about what you accomplished, who you fought. As far as I'm concerned, I think he has a better resume than Crawford. And I agree Crawford did some things with the weight division. All that's cool. But when you little and you coming up, it's like, you know what I mean? Come on now. Like, you go from 135 to 140.
One second, vlog. So you're saying, in terms of ability, I'm so glad you used that word, bro. In terms of ability, he's top 5 pound. He's number 1 pound for pound. Is that what you're saying?
To me, yes. Right now, yes.
Okay, so wait, I'm gonna list 5 fighters, and you're gonna hand on heart tell me that his ability is better than those fighters. Is that what you're telling me? I'm gonna list 5 fighters, but
based on what he's doing consistently.
Wait.
He's fighting.
Ability.
These are the people you talking about not fighting, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about nobody fighting one time a year, and y'all telling me he the best fighter on the planet. If you the best fighter on the planet, you need to be in there.
Canelo don't fight once a year. Canelo don't fight once a year. Crawford don't fight once a year.
Canelo ain't the best fighter on the planet.
Hold on.
What you talking about? You telling me a dude that's been questionable on juice? Man, come on, man. Don't even talk to me about Canelo. I don't even want to hear that.
Vlog. Answer this for me. How long has Jermall Charlo been your number 1 pound for pound?
Coming into this fight, I would say about a year. He's been on or creeping up on my personal list. And I don't follow nobody else. You know me. I'm not no mainstream dude that be like, well, they say he the best, so he the best. Crawford is not the best fighter on the planet, bro.
No, Jermell's been in your top 5 for over a year.
No, creeping up and within the last year, he's been on my top 5. Yeah, the Charlos, period, been on my top 5 list for the past 2 years.
He's been on your top 5 for the past
both
years. Both of them. I can't, you know what? If you would have told me that Jermell was your one pound for pound after the Rosario fight or after he won multiple belts, then I'd have had like a really huge problem. If Jermell has been on your list for 2+ years, let me ask this. Hold on. Where's Jermell at on your pound for pound list? Shane, I got it. Go ahead. Where's he's 5? Where was he at prior to the Rosario fight, in your opinion?
About 8 or 9.
He's about 8 or 9. So he's been in your top 10 before the Rosario fight.
Yeah, he was. He was actually. I'm gonna tell you, it was the Tony Harrison fight that put me in the top 10 because it's the way that he went in that fight. The fight before that was don't got everything in front of me right now, but I'm trying to think who was that Mexican kid that he knocked out. The way he knocked that Mexican, I can't even think of that Mexican.
It's cool. You gotta
like the first second round. The way he did Lubin, everybody had Lubin toted highly going in there.
I didn't.
I didn't. Lubin too young to take that fight. He's gonna get done bad. I said that.
I didn't. And
so,
but wait, one second, just to correct Blunt on one thing that he made a big mistake on. You said you don't want to put someone in your list that fights once a year. When did Crawford fight once a year? Forget pandemic. When did Crawford fight once a year? Just tell me. What year was that? I don't know what year that was. What year was that?
I only seen him fight one time in 2019. And that was
lying.
that bump.
You're lying. Because he fought Khan and he fought Kavalauskas, so that's a lie. He fought twice. So that's a lie. What other year was this? He fought twice
talking about
year.
Okay. So what you're doing right now, hold up. Stop talking and listen to me, young buck. What you're doing is supporting me saying he's not that good. You brought up Khan and some other dude nobody know about.
Bro,
Khan is a bum, and the other dude that he fought was a bum because don't nobody know.
Jeff. Am I correct in what I said? Did he say he only fights bums, or did he say he only fights once a year? Correct me in what I said. What did he say, Jeff?
Okay, so you want me to give you credit for fighting 2 bums twice in 1 year? So you fought 2 bums twice in a year. I'm supposed to make you the pound for pound dude? Man, your argument sucks, bro. I don't even care about your argument on this topic, homie. You is not going to say Crawford is the best fighter on the planet. Lomo is not the best fighter on the planet. And none of these dudes that are not in the ring are not showing you nothing consistently can be said they're the best fighter on the planet.
Well, I got it.
Go on.
How many times does Jermell and Jermall fight a year?
I've been seeing them dudes in the ring consistently in the past 3 years.
How many
times PBC right now? They're carrying PBC right now.
How much time?
How many times they fight a year?
I say at least twice in the last 2 years. I've seen each of them fight.
Twice a year.
Twice. They fought twice a year
in high level competition. High level competition.
No, hold on.
No. Not fighting.
We gotta stay in the same category, bro.
We in the same category.
They fight June and December.
2 times a year, right?
June and December.
Right.
Okay, twice a year.
Right? Hold on. I'm just keeping it in the same category. Charlos are fighting twice a year. Bud's fighting twice a year. Loma fighting twice a year.
Canelo.
Who? Hold up. You talking too fast and you got static. Who did you say after Bud?
I said Loma. Bud fights twice a year. Loma fights twice a year.
Canelo.
Charlos fight twice a year. Canelo fights twice a year. Stay ready. Correct me if I'm wrong. The top fighters in the world, you'd be lucky to get them in 3 times a year. Am I wrong?
You're not wrong.
Okay. So
Deontay Wilder fights once a year.
Right.
Y'all got me on that one. I'll admit that one. You got me on the fight count. That does not change the fact that Crawford, even with the ability to go up to 154, if he goes up, he will not beat Jermall Charlo right now.
You're using hypotheticals. Why are we using hypotheticals? Let's not use
That's not hypothetical. They both walking around at the same weight. What you talking about?
Then why don't you say then, if you're saying they walking around at the same weight, why don't you say then, Jermell, move up to 160? Why don't you say Jermell to move up to 160 and fight
because
Canelo?
His brother at 160. His brother at 160.
No, but Crawford, why does Crawford have to move up? Crawford's already moved up 3 weight
because
classes.
he ain't fighting nobody at 147. So if you're not gonna fight nobody at 147, then go on up and fight somebody at 154.
Wait, 1 second. I'm glad you brought up who they fighting. So my point is this now. Is you're saying Harrison and Rosario are high level competition. That's what you just said. Harrison and Rosario are high level competition. That what you're saying?
Anybody that Crawford's fought in the past 5 years.
So they're higher than Victor Postal. That's what you're saying. Better than
Victor Postal ain't got no pop. Victor Postal ain't coming over here putting in work to where he's to be respected for what he's doing in that ring.
So
he's
what
fighting
has
bugs
Harrison
over there in Europe, bro.
What has Harrison done? What did Harrison do?
He beating up everybody. Harrison sustained himself to be able to get a world championship fight.
My guys stay ready.
But Harrison didn't do anything. Harrison is a world champion because he beat Charlo. That's the only reason why he's a world champion.
I'll put it to you like this. Crawford can't beat Harrison.
But he's at 147. So why would you compare
Harrison
two guys
can go down to 147 and beat Crawford for a bad?
Why are you using hypotheticals?
Hey, hold on, wait. Hold on. Vlog, question.
Man, y'all gonna stop disrespecting the Charlos. They are right now 1 and 1A pound for pound fighters on the planet. Y'all gonna stop this shit. I'm telling you.
Hold on, wait.
Gonna make me get the click.
Yo, hold on.
Hey, you know what?
Hold on.
I consider myself the biggest Charlo fan, and he coming in making me feel bad. and I got him on my top. I got him in my top.
Hey, Vlog, he from Texas.
I know that, bro. I did my homework on the big homie. I respect him and everything, but this my personal list. This my pound for pound list. I threw it out there just to get all of this going. You got to do this in boxing because if you keep following mainstream ideology, ain't nobody gonna pay attention to you. So I'm coming to hit you with this off-brand, common sense type of shit. So, the man undisputed.
So
right now, who got the name?
I want to say this.
Go and stay ready.
Go ahead.
A lot of times, like you said earlier, the number of belts you get don't make you pound for pound because I got Earl Spence in my top 5. And I don't think Crawford can beat Earl.
That's opinion. That's opinion.
That's opinion.
But it's 147 though. That's 147. I can respect that. Go ahead.
And we're looking at Crawford. Crawford got in order for Crawford to keep going, because right now the reason I don't have Crawford high on my pound for pound is because his inactivity at 147, and I don't mean not fighting. I mean his inactivity of fighting the lower level of competition when you got upper level guys that are calling you out. And
hold on, stay ready. Hold on. Can I get in real quick?
Yeah,
go on.
Who has the majority of the fighters at 147?
CBC. CBC.
Terrence Crawford is what?
Top rank.
So we know the political landscape as far as that's concerned, right?
I'll give you some on that political, and this is something that I had to argue with somebody else on this. When you're a champion and you got people that's high, that aren't champions that are calling you out, you set the terms. You set the contract. Hold on.
I'm so glad you said.
Hold on, Shane. Let it go, Shane. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
So when you're a champion, and that's one thing Al does. That's the same thing Al told Gary Russell. I can't set the fight. This is when I was on. I think it was OG Boxing Talk in the morning. I was on Fernand's channel. It was me, Fernand, BFTB, and Trill Bill.
Mm-hmm.
Trill Bill and Batman, Gary Russell's brother.
Right.
Gary Russell said, Al told him, I can't send over any type of contract for that fight. He's the champion. He has to set the terms in order for us to make that fight. So in order for Bud to get those fights, then you got to go to your boss. So that's who I can't even think his name. The old man. I don't like that dude, man. I try not to say his name. I can't stand that dude for real. But Bob Arum has to fit the contract. You know this fight can sell. Even if you don't want to do it on ESPN and maximize your dollars by putting it on a Fox or a Showtime so y'all can get more money, you can do that. But you still have to come to the table and set the terms. That's on Bud. Bud has a guaranteed contract.
So
Right.
If you can offer
can I say something in response to that? Can I say because you guys are Charlo fans. So this is my question to you guys. If that's the case, we saw Charlo isolated at 160. So why didn't Charlo send Golovkin a contract? Why didn't Charlo send Andrade a contract? Why didn't Charlo send Canelo a contract? Why didn't he do that?
That's actually false. He did send Andrade a contract, and Andrade turned the contract down.
But
they was offering him for 60-40 split.
But didn't Andrade send didn't Eddie Hearn send Andrade a contract? And
they negotiated back and forth. They negotiated back and forth.
But either way, my point was anyway.
More money.
But either way, with Stay Ready, this is my point. I'm not even gonna go down that lane because I'm not in a negotiating room. I've
seen some paperwork.
No. Yeah, I agree with you. I think you know more. You're more involved than me. I'm just sticking strictly to boxing. So when you guys said why they're in your pound for pound list, I'm gonna tell you why they're not in my pound for pound list, and you can tell me whether you disagree. So when we talk about career, I talk about accomplishments and level of fighters that they've beaten. There is nobody on Charlo nor Jermell or Jermall's resume that's an A-level fighter. That's first. Secondly, there is fighters in your division that is undefeated. There's fighters that's been in your division. One second. There's fighters that's been in your division that's undefeated. For you to clean out the division, you have to clean out everybody. There's no exception. He didn't do that neither. And then another thing is, Jermell's a one-weight world champion. Jermell's a one-weight world champion who's only fought one world champion, one world champion, one legitimate world champion. And that was Rosario. He fought Trout. I wouldn't even class that as a fight. But other than that, who else has he fought? Look at the level of world champions he's fought. That's why I was telling you before. There's so many fighters who I've listed, who I can list, who's got way more accomplishments than both Charlos. Now, when you talk about ability, there's no way you're telling me that both Charlos have the most ability on the planet, because I can name you so much fighters that have better ability than Charlo. Jermell, I'm talking about. So that have more ability than Charlo. Jermall Charlo. That's what I believe.
I get what you're saying. I'm not taking nothing away from it. Okay, so you mean to tell me somebody like a Sergio Garcia is one of the few undefeated fighters that's coming up right now? If he was to fight Jermell right now, would that be considered one of them undefeated fighters you're talking about?
I was talking about Castano and Teixeira mainly, but
you said undefeated fighters. So I
said there's many. I said there's many. I said there's many. I said there's many.
I know, many. But you said it's no undefeated fighters on this record. It really is. John Jackson was undefeated.
I didn't say there's no undefeated fighters. I said he hasn't fought enough world champions. He's only fought 2 world champions. Only 2. Quick question.
Let me get a quick question there for the youngsters. One quick question.
Real quick, because I want to go back to a point that he made that I disagree on. He said there's no A-level fighters on Charlo's resume, which is false. Because when we talk A-level and B-level and C-level fighters, we separate them by weight division. Charlo fought a bunch of A-level fighters at 154. Who at 154 on his resume that wasn't? Tony Harrison was an A-level fighter.
No, by whose definition? Who's okay? Wait. Stay ready. Who's Charlo's best win?
Then I guess Charlo and Hurd was the only A-level fighters in 154.
And Laura, and Munguia, and Andrade.
Andrade has been for 3 years.
But when he was there, he didn't fight him. Wait. If you're an A-level fight, okay, you said wait.
Hey, anybody that tries to use the Andrade argument, that almost make me disqualify anything you got to say, because they had the fight set contracts.
Okay, you know what? That's true. You know what? That's true. That's true. Stay ready. You know what? That's true. That's true. But you know what?
Yeah, take
Who was Harrison?
Take Andrade out. Take Andrade out.
Who was
I'm with you on
Harrison
that.
best?
Take
Who's
Andrade
Harrison?
out.
If you're saying Harrison is a legitimate A-level fighter, who's Harrison's best win? Who's Harrison's best win? Who's Harrison's best win?
Harrison's best win probably would be somebody like not just
I'm gonna get it for you right now, young buck. Hold on.
No. You shouldn't need to get it. You shouldn't need to get it. You shouldn't need to get it. I ain't need to get nothing. Bro, off the dome.
Tony
Off
Harris.
the dome. I've never gone on my phone once.
Man, I ain't no walking encyclopedia, nigga.
Bro, we're talking boxing. You're supposed to know boxing.
Like I'm supposed to be.
No, I'm not talking about you. Stay ready. I'm not talking about you. Stay ready. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about Blunt.
Who his best win is by looking at box rec. Let me take a second, bro. Don't be disrespectful because you in London.
Hold on. He's stupid. Do you think think anybody at 154 was A-level?
Huh?
You think
He said
anybody at 154 is? Go ahead.
No, I look at fighters. You know,
Fernando Garcia. His record don't look that good, my dude.
Hold on.
He beat Bronco McCart. He beat Ishai Smith. He lost to Charlo and won against Charlo, which he basically lost both fights. Got outboxed in the first one and got knocked out in the second.
Hold on, let me.
Because he was running his ass off in that first fight.
Hold on, because I want to make sure I understand Stay Ready correctly. When you say Tony Harrison was an A-level fighter, are you talking about just within that division at that particular time compared to other people?
I'm talking specifically in that time.
Okay.
You're looking at him, you're looking at J-Rock, you're looking at her, you're looking at Castano. I put Castano against Laura is an A-level fighter.
I just wanted to make sure I just wanted to make sure.
Okay, so wait,
I say Tony is A-level because he beat who he was supposed to beat.
Okay, but why are you using that concept for one fighter, but you're not using it enough for another fighter? There's so many people that beat who they're supposed to beat, but you don't give them credit for it. But staying on Stay Ready, I'm glad you said that because you listed a bag of fighters who are A-level fighters, and if he cleaned out the division, he would have beaten all of them, but he didn't. So he didn't clean out the division.
But because he didn't clean out the division is not his fault, bro. You gotta make fights. Fights have to be palatable. Just because somebody can fight somebody else.
Okay, but I know fight. Okay, but you know what? You know what? You know what, Blunt? You know what you Blunt? You know what you do? You fight the best available opponent, and he didn't. He didn't fight the best available opponent.
So are you saying Crawford's done that?
He done it at 140. He done it at 140.
Who the fuck was at 140 when he was fighting?
I got one thing to add on that Crawford discussion is that one thing that I gotta say is when you get undisputed, I want to see a defense on that. Just getting undisputed and dropping the belt and move.
Hold on. Let me. Can I respond to that real quick?
Yeah,
go on real quick. We all been in boxing, like we cover boxing and all that. Stay ready. You already know. When you are undisputed, you got the sanctioning boxing already fraud as is.
It is
as is. When is the last time somebody was undisputed and actually made a defense? Like you know how
only you know who it was.
Hold on. I chilled. Shane, I let you go. Vlog, I let you go. Stay ready. I let you go. I gotta get in. When is the last time somebody was undisputed and actually made a defense? Stay ready. You know how hard that is.
I do.
Usyk, and they're not on his list. Usyk, and they're not on their list.
I wasn't even going with Usyk. I was talking. I was gonna say Usyk, but I'm talking before Usyk.
I'm thinking before Usyk.
That's
it wasn't Triple G. He had a WBC. It wasn't Triple G.
Yeah, bro. You know what, bro? We would have to dig up the archives for that.
Did Drake get undisputed?
No, he was unified. He
just got the unified.
I was a big Andre Ward fan. I wanted him to be undisputed as bad as a motherfucker, but when nobody fighting.
I think the last person, bro. Correctly.
Boxing politics is...
Wait. Wasn't Jermaine Taylor undisputed? I think Jermaine Taylor was undisputed, no?
Was Jermaine undisputed?
I think he was.
Yes, he was.
Yes, he was.
He beat my favorite fighter to get it. You're right. He beat my favorite fighter to get undisputed.
Yeah.
Bro, it's anything post 2000. I was old enough to remember. Anything before that, I don't remember.
Terrible though,
Yeah,
bro.
you know what?
When Taylor got exposed, it just opened up the floodgates, bro. You know how you usually able to bounce back from a bad showing, but if somebody get the blueprint on you,
Was it okay?
Everything was downhill for the bro after that first loss.
Winky Wright is one of my favorite fighters, dog.
All time. Yeah, Winky all time dude right there.
I love Winky. I always wanted to see Winky and Roy fight, but you know they were best friends. We weren't gonna get that.
Winky was a bad dude, man. Like,
Bro.
Winky was a bad dude, man. Like for sure. And you know who else was undisputed too? Corey Spinks.
Yeah, I know Corey Spinks.
Corey Spinks was undisputed too. But you know what though? A lot of the arguments that's being made from all sides. We can round up. Shit, he done pulled out laptop.
No, my phone's about to die. That's why my phone's about to die.
Oh, okay. The thing that's crazy about boxing is like ultimately we don't get everything that we want because that politic roadblock comes in at some point. Like you can vlog some of vlog points. You could say some of the fights he wants to see. Politics is involved. Stay ready. Same thing with you. You know what I mean? Same thing with you. You know what I mean? Like you can make that case for Crawford. You can make that case for Jermall. You can make that case for a lot of different fighters. And I think just until the politics get tightened up, I don't think it ever will. But until it gets tightened up, we're always gonna have these discussions about, you know, this person resume and this person not fighting this person. Like it's always gonna get down to that one point. Like, can we get these promoters and get these networks to actually make a fight? And I thought with Fury and Wilder being that it would open up the floodgates for more, you know, crossover fights. But these promoters and stuff are so greedy; they all want the in-house fight. I think we all can agree on that. They want the in-house fight. It's kind of like I tell Shane this all the time. It's kind of like when you vlog, you cook a dinner for your family, right? And you get your neighbors from across the street to come to your house and eat up half the darn food. You ain't allowing that to happen. That ain't your family. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, that's not how it is. Like with boxing and these promoters, like they want these in-house fights. And Bob Arum been doing it for 30, 40 years. Eddie Hearn, he won't work with anybody, but all of them would prefer an in-house fight because they all want the same. They all want the money in-house, and that's the problem. That's the problem with boxing, and it's like everybody's gonna have a hole in their resume for that reason.
And it's crazy, which is crazy because the classic hypothetical fights that we always hash back and forth are the crossover fights, are the one promotion against the other promotion type of fights. So I don't know why you can't just go right down the middle, split 50-50. You know what I mean? Giving each fighter their benefit of representation, saying, well, they bring a certain crowd to the fight. It's this, that, or the third. So 50-50, split venue, depending on rematch clauses, things like that. Yeah. Like, it's got to be a way around.
It depends on the split 50 because I don't agree with everybody. I look at it like this. And I'm big on fighting. I always fight for fighters more than I do for a lot of other things. When you got, like, example, do y'all think that Earl Spence Crawford fight is a 50-50 split down the middle fight?
I think it should be.
I'm going to tell you why it should. You got Earl Spence that fought Kell Brooks. He done fought Mikey Garcia. He done fought Sean Porter. And he's about to fight Danny Garcia. All with and I put Mikey up there just because he's moving up to either 4 division champion trying to be 5. So they're top level welterweight. Just because Crawford was undisputed at 140 and 135 don't mean that he's done enough at 147 to dictate. Hey, Earl Spence is throwing his voice. He was selling out the Dallas Cowboys stadium. I was at that fight. It was sold the fuck out like across the board. And he sold what, 400 350 or 300 pay-per-view wise, and Crawford only sold 100 at pay-per-view wise. That's not even enough to break even as far as the network goes. So he's not even bringing the money to the table. Earl Spence is one of the best fighters, and he's bringing more money to the table. So when it comes down to the negotiation, to be honest with you, Earl was going to offer him 60-40, but if y'all look at it as far as the money, the best thing he can get is 65-35.
I'm going to say this to you in defense of the 50-50. The platform and the machine that's behind Crawford is bigger than Showtime.
Earl's not on Showtime.
Walt Disney is bigger than Showtime.
He's not on Showtime. He's on Fox. And you're right. Walt Disney.
But hold up. Showtime is the lead over Fox. And if you want to know something, Walt Disney owns Fox, bro.
I know.
The ESPN owners own Fox too.
That's what I was finna say. Yeah, you're right. So that means the backing behind Earl is just as big.
That's what I'm saying. If the platform suggested that the fight should be 50-50 based on their promotion ability and the way they can market it as a machine that the Walt Disney brand is.
And this is where my argument comes back to you. Why did they do that for his two previous pay-per-views, Pro Style and for Amir Khan? Because Amir Khan
Let me tell you why. Let me now I'm gonna support where you're going with that. He was fighting bums. It's hard to promote him fighting a bum. You gotta put somebody in there, a Porter. Not to say that they could have made that fight, but a name S. Porter from your own camp. You're not even bringing in big names from your own camp for this guy to fight.
Amir Khan, here's the one thing. Amir Khan has a big fan. Whether we like it or not, Amir Khan has a big ass fan. I don't like Amir Khan fans. Got into an argument about
but he can't. He too chinny. That's not stiff competition.
Can I? Just before I go, yeah, because I'm about to cut, because literally my phone's about to die. So I hope we rehash this conversation at some point. And obviously it's full love. There's obviously it's hype, but it's full love, obviously. But
yeah.
When we have this conversation properly, the reason why I'm saying what I'm gonna say is because I have no problem speaking about Jermall Charlo and the 154 division. Neither do I have a problem speaking about Jermall Charlo and the 160 division. However, when I bring up other fighters, when we have this conversation, I just hope that you have the same attitude towards those divisions. Because Stay Ready, you were talking about beating A-level at that division. So I am a person who, like, one of my, I'm not as smart as you when it comes to the business side of things. Neither am I with the 80s, 90s. I was born in 1998, so I don't know. But this era of boxing, I swear to you, is my era of boxing. So when I talk about other divisions, I'm gonna talk about it in a certain level of depth about certain people's accomplishments. So if I talk about certain fighters like Bradis, if I bring up certain fighters like Estrada or Roman or any fighter of a lower weight class or higher weight class and talk about certain accomplishments, it's going to apply to Jermell and Jermall Charlo. So I just want to know, just for future reference, if you guys brush up on those fighters and those divisions, you probably know about those divisions already. You'll probably have those fighters in your weight class.
Oh, hey, Shane, Shane, listen, next time we had this discussion, I'm going to make sure Stay Ready got his laptop. I know Flo got his laptop. I'm going to have my tablet, and we're going to be ready to go.
Yeah, it's all good. It's not even Stay Ready. It's not even that I don't feel like it's not even the fact that I don't feel like you know what I'm talking about. I know both you know what I'm talking about. It's just the fact that I feel like when you've watched one fighter more than you've watched other fighters, you tend to go with the fight you've seen more of. So that's why
I agree with that.
That's why I was saying what I was saying.
What's last on your mind?
I've seen Estrada as much as I've seen Charlo. I've seen Bradis as much as I've seen Charlo. I've seen Beterbiev as much as I've seen Charlo. I've seen Usyk as much as I've seen Charlo. But so when I'm saying certain fighters,
just like you say that, I'm a Beterbiev fan. I was one of the few people Beterbiev was gonna be unified in the division, and I think he beats the hell out of him. I think Bivol don't have enough head.
Yeah,
That's just me personally.
I think Viterbi is the best 175 pounder in the world. I think
Me too.
I think Canelo would lose to Viterbi. I had to
And
be honest with you. I think Bivol would beat Canelo at 175. You
Me
know
as
what I'm
well.
saying? Because Bivol's one of the most accurate punchers in the game, if not the most accurate puncher in the game.
By stats, he's the most accurate.
By the
And
stats,
I know
he's the
Blunt
most
loves
accurate puncher in the
stats.
sport.
Blunt loves stats. So
Blunt loves
Bivol
stats.
by stats.
That's why I
Punch
don't rank Canelo that high on. He's in my top 10, but I don't have him like 2 or 3.
Stay ready. Can I ask you a question?
To me,
Stay
he
ready.
avoids those type of guys. It's easy to make a fight with. If
Stay ready.
Canelo,
Just a quick question. Stay ready. Just a quick question for you specifically. Stay ready. I know you know boxing. Will Bradis be in your top 10? Maris Bradis.
Yeah, he just became undisputed. Hell yeah.
So this is my point. This is my point, Jeff. Someone like Stay Ready will have him in his in his top 10, but naturally there's gonna be people who's not as up to date when it comes to boxing as StayReadyBoxing. So when I bring up certain names, it's just by nature I just know it's gonna be alien. So someone like Stay Ready knows, but that's why I said it's just how much time you've seen a certain fight. That's why I was just bringing up that argument. But
one thing, and I'm not a Canelo fan. I used to be, but I'm not. I still put Canelo in the top echelon of fighters. I understand if people look at the drug use, okay. Eventually, we're gonna have to let that go, because if that's the case, we got so many fighters that done pop dirty. They get taking chances. Everybody gets taking chances. You know, you got to give each other taking chances. Louis Theory pop dirty. We still want him to fight Foster Louis. You know why? Because that's one of the best possible fights that we can get at that weight class. You know what I'm saying? And in those little weight classes. We look at this. We gotta let it go. So I look at Canelo like, I understand that he's stuck in a lot of these fighters, but he's steady moving. He's steady going up. Me?
Bro, you got feedback, bro. You got feedback.
Me?
Blunt.
Yes, you got feedback. Go ahead, Stay Ready. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just looking. Whether we like it or not, that motherfucker steady moving up, getting belt after belt, and he's fighting different style after style after style. One thing, and then he did fight a hard opponent like Daniel Jacobs. I thought Daniel Jacobs was gonna make that fight look way tougher than he did, but I think Daniel Jacobs got caught up in the lights.
I mean, there's so many.
He was not listening to Terry Rose. That was pissing me off because Terry Rozier was giving him great instructions. I'm talking great instructions. He didn't go in there.
I don't got nothing on, bro. I don't know what
I mean, Stay Ready. I mean, I would love
bounce out.
I would love to have Stay Ready. I'd love to have you in a future live when we're talking about boxing point blank period. I don't know if you ever listen to me speak. I don't know if is he normally in the live?
A lot of times I don't get a chance to comment because I be moving around so much.
Yeah, a lot of times. I mean, you're in the boxing circles a lot. Like you're in a lot of boxing circles. So I know for a fact, like just by hearing you speak, I know you're in a lot of boxing circles. But it'll be dope to get you in more of these lives because I'm not gonna lie. This channel is quite revolutionary in terms of what he puts on and what kind of content he brings on.
And the thing is, Stay Ready moving around, and he like Stay Ready is actually where we want to be. Like, Stay Ready got the radio show, he got the YouTube popping, he's actually in contact with fighters on a regular basis. So actually, Stay Ready is actually setting the bar to where we're trying to get to in a sense. So that's why I got so much.
And Stay Ready's doing it the right way because
he's doing it the right way.
Jeff knows.
Let me get this out of the way real quick.
Go on.
He interviewed Not Fear Charles. Big homie hit me up. He said, "Yo, tell me about Not Fear Charles. Tell me what's going on with him." I told Stay Ready. I said, "Hey, listen." I said, "This was going on with him." Boom, 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 boom. He went into the interview, knocked the interview out. The way it is in the media world, not everybody feel comfortable hitting somebody up like, "Hey, yo, give me some game on this person," or "Give me some game on that person." Like, Stay Ready was comfortable enough to hit me up like, "Yo, I know that's your city. I know that's your people. Like, what's up with him?" And I
The
responded within like 5 minutes, right?
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
did.
the
It
reason
was
why I
quick as
say
hell,
that,
like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
the
like, bro,
reason why I say what I'm saying, stay ready, is because like you do it all off your own platform. Jeff, I don't really talk about this, but Jeff knows, like, I've worked for other platforms in boxing, like in England and abroad in boxing. And when you work for other platforms, literally I've worked for like big platforms. I'll tell you off camera, like off screen, because I don't like talking about it, but I've worked for big platforms. I don't like it. I would prefer to be in a position where you're at, where you're just doing it off your own
Is it
platform.
still backfeed, bro? I don't
Yeah,
know what's going on, bro.
I'll tell you what you do. Because if you're on your phone, that's what it is. It's the feedback from your phone, your mic. So when others are talking, just go on mute. When you're ready to talk, come off mute. It'll help out a lot.
But yeah,
That's
what were you saying, stay ready, in response to?
what I was saying is like y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all even have more subscribers than me. It's not so much as the subscribers. It's just that I build these relationships, and I'm trying to grow myself as my own media platform. You know, and I'm even working on getting my website together right now as we speak. Everything that I'm doing, I'm really putting my own money into it and getting it together because I used to box. I never went professional. I never fought amateur because I was gonna fight amateur, but a couple of injuries, things. I got a dislocated jaw too, so you know what I'm saying. I couldn't fight in this sport if I wanted to.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing is,
know,
with Jeff, I've gained more of Jeff's channel than I've gained of other channels, and these channels will have like 500, 600,000 subscribers. That's how much.
hold on, Shane. Tell Stay Ready some of the people you don't work for.
Do you mind not talking on? You mind me telling you on the camera? Don't mind.
I got a question
Go ahead.
because I think I remember.
I've
Were
worked.
you on the Boxing's Voice?
No.
Okay, I'm trying to remember. It was an English guy that used to be on the
Yeah.
Boxing.
It wasn't me. I
Okay.
worked for Seconds Out before. I've worked for Boxing Social before.
That's my homeboy actually.
I've worked for
You work for Sean?
Boxing Social.
Yeah, but Sean.
No, I worked for a guy called Patrick. This is in England. So I didn't work for the.
Here too.
Oh, fair enough. There's a one in England. That one has like maybe 50,000, but obviously, Seconds Out has like 500,000. Yeah. I've worked for, me and Jeff both worked for Boxing Insider, but Jeff was worked for boxing.com, worked for like other like platforms in England. That's just, to me, I've gained more of working with Jeff than I've worked for all of those. And if I combine all of those subscribers, it's easily reached 1 million. But Jeff is only like almost on 7,000, and I've gained more here than anywhere else. So
yeah, and the thing is, and I appreciate that, Shane. And the thing is, the hardest thing for you to do is, I tell BoxingFirst Vlog this all the time, is the hardest thing for you to do is build something from the ground up with no alley-oop.
Exactly.
When you don't have no alley-oop, and I don't disrespect anybody's like numbers or anything like that, but I'm like, but when you getting it from the ground up, when you getting it from the muscle, like when you getting it, I'm like, when you trying to purchase something without no loan from the bank, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the hardest thing for you to do. So I talk to BoxingFirst Vlog all the time, off camera, vlog. Do I not tell you all the time, like, yo, the grind's slow, but when the numbers get up, man, like it's gonna feel that much better. You know what I'm saying? I tell Vlog that all the time, and it's like with Stay Ready, it don't take much for you to see what he got going on with his channel. Like, you can just read the front page and be like, oh, okay, all right, cool. And then when you listen to a video, you like, oh, all right, he legit. You listen to the radio show, okay, they tapping into other stuff too. So it's bigger than the it's bigger than the subscribers, it's bigger than the numbers. I tell Vlog this all the time. I'm like, it's not about how many listening, it's who's listening.
Exactly.
You know
That's exactly what I was gonna say. I got, so because I'm tapped into these fighters, most of my subscribers are boxers. Like, I got a few people on YouTube, but the majority of my subscribers are all fighters and up and coming fighters. And I tell every fighter I bring on my channel, man, give some game to some. I even got kids that are boxers that's in amateurs listen to my show.
Bro, we had a kid that's 11 in the live.
11 the other day.
11 years old. He was in the live, man, and that meant a lot, because I'm just like, yo, this kid 11 years old and was spitting game. Like, He knew who Madrimal was.
What's his name? Justin?
Was it Justin?
I can't even
He's
remember.
from the city too, wasn't he?
Hey, I'm gonna let
Oh,
y'all
he's
know.
from Philly. He's from Philly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Philly.
he's from the city.
if it's Justin Dempsey, be careful because he's gonna ask for a link, and then it's gonna be hell. But I had him on. I'm telling y'all, them little kids. Yeah. I had to block him, but he's very knowledgeable. That little kid.
It might have been Justin. I don't remember the name off the top of my head, man. But yo, we had like a million comments, and I ain't get to none of them shit, yo. Like,
bro, we just have to recap. I mean, I apologize to anybody.
But listen, but we gonna close it out with that, yo. Stay ready, man. I appreciate you jumping on, man, and just doing what you do, man. Because it's like, even though we don't talk every day, like your movement is being seen all over the place, and I don't watch too many people because I be moving around just like you be moving around. But you're one of the few people that I actually watch and I respect, and I feel like I done known you for the longest. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because boxing just bring everybody together. But I aspire to be where you're at in terms of what you're doing with your channel. I'm looking at you, you know what I'm saying? Shane's looking at your movement. BoxingFirst Vlog is looking at your movement. And
I appreciate that.
I mean, you fam for real, man. I'm definitely gonna jump on your radio show tomorrow. I'm definitely calling in, man. Much success to you. We gonna link up, do future videos, man. We gonna get to the top together.
We got to, and I'm planning a trip back out there to Philly because but this was no fight. I want to go out there and check some of them gyms out. I didn't get a chance to go to another.
Oh yeah, you know, listen, not Finn Charles and his dad.
Yeah.
Them gym be loaded like Rasheem Jefferson, Coach Rell. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Like, you coming to Philly? Yeah, we can hit the gyms.
But that's my plan. I said this upcoming year, once Corona's over, I want to start going city to city and checking out these boxing gyms and getting some quick footage and quick videos and interviews with some of these up and coming fighters, these amateurs. Because I go to amateur fights and film a lot of amateur footage too.
Yeah, and vlog, I've been talking about that for about 6 months, vlog, about 6-7 months before Corona hit. We was talking about hitting.
Yeah, that shit really killed the vibe on that for me. Yeah. I was ready to hit the streets and really, start doing some moving around, trying to attack my channel in a different way, trying to get my numbers up. So I wasn't. It killed the vibe.
I got a network that was actually looking at me and wanted me to come work with them to cover fights, be at the fight, and be one of their interviewers, and they was gonna pay me like $5,000 to $10,000 every time I do it.
I will say this to you now. Do it, but when you do it, make sure it's you that's doing it.
Oh yeah.
One thing, when you go to these places, they put a nozzle on your mouth of what you can ask and what you can't ask. Well, when I've been in, like, they put a nozzle on, like, when you speak to certain promoters, don't ask this, don't ask that. Like, I can literally on Instagram, if I follow you on Instagram, I've sent it to Jeff before, like screenshots of them telling me what I can and can't ask. I swear to God.
Oh no, it wouldn't be like that. See, what he wanted me to do was, like, during them recording the fight, they wanted me to be the one in the locker room asking the questions, getting ready for the fight. The leading up questions. So it wasn't gonna be none of those extensive questions like that. Now, when I got to that press conference, that's how I'll stay ready. I'm gonna have my camera.
No.
I've already spoke to him on that because he looked at me and he know what I do. That's something totally different from him.
But bro, that just goes back to what I said before, man. Like, it's not about how many watching, and for you to get that type of an offer, you're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. You know what I mean? Like, that's absolutely crazy, man. I ain't gonna hold you no more, man. I'm gonna definitely get with you. On the gram.
Hey, hit me up, man, because I'm gonna be honest with you. During the week, a lot of times I go live about 8 o'clock on Mondays and Tuesdays. With the rest of the time, I can be chilling most of the time, except on Thursdays. Just hit me up, and I can mess around and get on with y'all. I have no problem jumping on. Yeah.
I mean, the earlier the better, obviously.
Yeah.
I was ahead.
This is late for you.
Yeah, but stay ready, man. We appreciate you again, man. And I'm gonna get with you, man. Salute you, bro.
Man, salute to y'all, man.
All right, bro.
Y'all just come check me out. I got some stuff coming. I'm gonna drop a couple videos this week because we got some fights that I'm really looking forward to coming up. Especially Donito Dunbar. I'm ready to see him fight. So we got a lot of fights coming up. And
Okay.
I'm gonna start back dropping regular videos on the regular, not just the live stream.
So being on live, man, it's hard to do regular videos when you jump on live, man. It's much easier to do a live, man. Like you just
I still like it though, man. I still actually like to do my little videos of a particular fighter or something like that. I still like it though. It's a little bit of homework. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you got your information straight. And I'm still getting my vernacular together, so you know what I mean. I mean, yeah. You know,
let me give y'all a little game. One of the big channels told me, because y'all know, like Blue Blood, Barbershop Conversations, and Fanon. Like I talk to them all the time outside of boxing. Fanon straight up told me start doing regular videos again because that's what helped him grow as fast as he grows. It ain't his live stream. The live streams are just the benefits from those videos that he drop all the time. Damian Lillard listens to him.
Did you see the thing about Stay Ready though? Stay Ready. Like one of the things I was telling Jeff, and this is me and talk all the time about stuff like this, but there's a lot of people that's on the channel doing live streams and stuff like that. And the problem, not if doing normal videos, but to me, I just feel like your visuals, the visual aspect of it has to be better. So like me and Jeff have spoken about like having a studio where the studio is dope. Like, so they're getting a good visual behind what they're hearing. So it's not just pictures, and like different like clips and stuff like that. There's actual proper footage behind it. So
yeah, I agree. Tell y'all what I was doing before StreamYard came out. I was doing Zoom Live, and I was using OBJ Studios.
Okay.
And you can still get your footage, get your background, get to a backdrop. I never got mine, but I'm still working on my backdrop, or I'm gonna get a green screen and make me a backdrop. If you do that, then you set it up and you can fix your screen how you want it in the style that you want it, and it'll make it a whole lot easier when y'all do the live stream.
The banners, that shit ain't cheap, bro. This motherfucker was $235.
Zoom ain't cheap, but I'd rather do Zoom than Skype.
Skype kind of played out. You know what I mean? Like ain't nobody really rocking with Skype, right now, man. But I mean, we gonna get to the top, man.
I pay for StreamYard. Y'all using it free. I literally pay for it.
I'm about to pay for it. I'm about to pay for it the whole year. I'm just gonna pay for it.
And then,
because so many different things to do.
Man, when I started paying for it and all the different things I can do, I said, "Oh, yeah." I even got George Floyd in my background when I got my people up. So I got
okay. I mean, it's definitely a solid investment. To be honest with you, I just stumbled on the StreamYard maybe like a month ago. Keep it a bean.
I wish you'd have answered. I would have told you long. Somebody told me and everybody was using it, and I was still skeptical of using it. Then I finally just jumped on it, and it's working.
I'm definitely gonna jump on it, man. But
hey man, I'm at 5% on this phone, bro. I'm gonna slide out this side though. I appreciate you, big homie, man. Stay safe down there, bro. And we gonna chop it up real soon. Jeff, you already know what time it is, fam, bam.
All right, man. I appreciate you, bro. I'll get with you. I appreciate you, bro.
All right, y'all. Peace out.
Peace out. This ain't here, G5 Day, man. You go ahead and take it easy, man. You ain't got to get ready if you stay ready, man.
Absolutely, bro. All right, yo.
All right, peace.
All right.
Man, that was a 3.5 hour live, man. G5 Jeff TV, man. My battery on like 2%. I'm sorry. There's a whole bunch of people in the comment section. Man, I'll get with y'all tomorrow, man. 3 hours and 22 minutes, man. Crazy. G5 Jeff TV. We are out.